if you have a farm in the middle of nowhere and you start having really strange containers around your house that are really like strangely ordered,
Good chance.
you're not producing only vegetables, I can say. And after that, they say that we have a manufacturing crisis. No, it's not crisis. We have a good manufacturing, but for different stuff.
Yeah.
This is the first medal ever in the world for having sex. 5 o'clock. There's only old ladies and you.
Oh my goodness.
You should somehow make friends. Otherwise, this is like a prison.
Yeah.
If you don't make enough friends, then you're
gonna
fucked.
shank you.
They'll shank you.
They will shank you with the...
Exactly. I burned literally everything. And they're like, are you stupid? And I was like, yes, I am. Please help.
All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Kolobar Podcast. We are here today with Dimitar Rangelov. Welcome, first of all.
Thank you.
Welcome. He's one of the youngest European leaders in robotics, in software and hardware development. He has numerous successful projects ongoing and working projects, related to, for instance, imagine firefighting drones, kettle counters. There's drones that are working on crime scenes, really interesting, and of course drones that are even like measuring. I think the latest one, any
Drug
chemical,
disposal as well.
drug disposals and chemical disposals,
Yeah,
right?
it's detecting also narco labs and this kind of things.
And that's one thing that I missed. That's really interesting.
There are so many people who hate me because of this drone, but yes.
I hope that everything's okay with you in the future.
If you're not comfortable with that, we can cut it. I don't know.
No problem.
Okay, all right.
Okay. So,
Because it sounds really dangerous, by the way.
No. They also use drones in order to transport drugs. Then we are one-to-one.
It's like a countermeasure.
Yes. Yeah.
I see.
Then it's okay.
you're balancing out the forces.
Yes. Otherwise, there will be too much bad people.
So that's in the Netherlands?
Yes, the project is in Netherlands currently. It's a European funded project. It's from there's several partners. For example, Belgian police, Dutch police, police academy there. There are several university, like Saxion University and so on. We also have like Bulgarian sites that I tried step by step to join more and more, and so on. Yeah.
No, I was really, really impressed when I watched went through your portfolio of projects. Like really impressed. And for how old are you?
I'm 24 currently.
24.
But the funny thing about my portfolio, I can summarize for everybody that cannot see it in front of me or somewhere here. My portfolio is basically drugs, bombs, also murder, dead people, and also other innovations. But yeah, it's really nice portfolio. It's really also really nice sometimes when you go to stage, you're going there and you should start speaking. You have really fancy presentation. They're like, yeah, you're the best robotics expert and whatever. And you're like, I will talk about my experience. Here there are drugs. Here there are murders. There's dead people. Yes. Yeah. And it's really funny. Like all the kids really enjoy my presentations.
To clarify this, he helps prevent those.
Yeah.
Not
of course, not aid them up.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
But you put more attention to the details. But yes.
Yes.
I mean, that's really great initiative because my guess, I'm not really that into it. Like I'm not that informed on the matter, on the subject, but it's really good, in my opinion, that somebody has paid attention to aiding the public sector to help combat create balance in the forces. Because I have lived for 1 year in the Netherlands, and my opinion is that there is a huge problem with drugs and illegal drugs, not just legal ones, but illegal drug trading. And I've heard that there are like hundreds.
How do you know that?
You cannot really miss it. If you live there, you cannot really miss it. People stop you on the street every 15 to 20 meters offering you something.
They offer you like a drone
No, not really.
pick up
I guess that they receive their
you
their
can just
packages,
receive one of those.
But the idea is that even not only on the street, but there are like a lot of laboratories in the Netherlands, illegal laboratories.
And after that, they say that we have a manufacturing crisis. No, it's not crisis. We have a good manufacturing, but for different stuff.
Yeah, it's just the wrong.
Well, I haven't looked at it that way actually. Yeah. Now that you think about
We are manufacturing.
No, like that's actually
we are
fact, yeah.
producing quite much products, but they are different substance. But like we are good producer Europe, especially Netherlands.
Yeah, so you creating such a project with your team is a great way to balance things out, or at least to start in that direction.
Actually, while we're on the topic, just because I'm sure that the audience is like quite curious, how do those drones actually detect the drugs?
It's a little.
Or is that like
try to
basically like
simplify it.
Yeah, the basic terms are the following: you are an investigator or something. I don't know. It's strange, but like if there's drug disposal or like drug dumps or something like labs or something, Dutch people normally they have the behavior of just calling the police directly, like yeah, this sounds suspicious. Okay, and yeah, this is suspicious. Here's the address and so on. Doesn't matter. After that, the police investigator should somehow prove. They cannot just flood the whole place and say, yeah, no, it's not possible. We are not in America. We are still in Europe. But yeah, they just should have some way. And for now, the way was just having a normal drone, just going there and see maybe, or just knock on the door and say, hi, can I come inside? Or something like this. And yeah, it's not really good, but they did pretty impressive job with their techniques. But whatever, you have first you have satellite data. We are working with several satellites in order to figure out suspicious areas. For example, where it might have a dump, because yeah, it's visible.
Greater possibility.
Yeah, for example, if you have a farm in the middle of nowhere and you start having really strange containers around your house that are really like strangely ordered, yeah.
Good chance.
You're not producing only vegetables, I can say. And of course, this kind of suspicious. And after that, when you have these kind of suspicious things, then you have a drone. And the drone can fly with different sensors. For example, thermal camera, you can see because, for example, yeah, drugs, we are talking about drugs, but this is chemistry. This means you have chemistry reactions. You have some heat. You have some stuff going out. You can see this. You have also hyperspectral cameras. Hyperspectral cameras can see a lot of things that we cannot see normally with our eyes. And also, if you try to cooperate this with AI, and you're not just a person that's seeing, there is a dot, and the AI, it's already trained and say you, hey, this is really suspicious. Just send a team. Yeah. But the good thing is that you already have evidence for suspicious activities. Yeah. Twice, from the satellite and from the drone. Then you can say, okay, I'll send a police team.
And they already have a really good reason to go into it and actually investigate actively. So in ethical hacking, we have something called passive enumeration. And I see this technique to be really similar, because in passive enumeration, you just see and observe without interacting with the website or the system, and just analyze it passively, and then based on that information we go to next steps, which is active enumeration by interacting with the environment. So something similar.
It's same like with animals. If you have a scared dog and you start interacting with the scared dog, there's two possibilities: to be happy and to be happy or to be angry, and it depends of how you just have this interaction, can beat you, of course. This is the same with the site. Of course, if you start having some hacking and some stuff, of course, the owners of the sites will be like, something is happening, let's protect it. And they even might over protect themselves. And this is the same with the drug. Like drug labs, they're smart. They're really not dumb people. Absolutely. They earn a lot of money. And they're not like going and, hey, do you want something? No, they're really doing a massive amount of drugs. They're having a perfect logistic. They're like one of the best logistics. If they open a logistic company, they will be one of the best logistic companies in Europe.
Yeah, I agree.
And at the same time, like they're really smart people. They have money. They have really so much electronics, so much drones, so much robots and so on. They're really not like wasting money just only for drugs. They're really trying to make their equipment the best. Like, for example, some of drug laboratories has better equipment than half of Europe. Like
You're
for
kind of like
chemistry.
describing one of those episodes of Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
If anybody's watched with like the top-notch equipment and everything, so
Yeah,
I mean,
but it's true. It's really true. Like,
but
when
if you
see
think about it, there is a lot of
I feel like we're
competition.
doing like a really good marketing for these guys right
But
now.
there
like,
is a lot of competition,
just to say,
isn't
doing drugs is bad. Okay,
Yeah.
it's not.
and we are not accepting any
just-
types of CVs or anything.
Yeah,
We are not a recruitment company.
Yeah. So that project is still active. It's being used. It's actually being integrated. The one with analyzing and looking for not laboratories but dumps.
Yeah, it's currently in development because it's
still in development.
yes, because you need research phase. You need to talk with clients, and I can say if you think that in Bulgaria it's really hard to speak with police guys, so in Netherlands is same. Like it's really really hard to interact.
The communication line is really bad.
Yeah, there is something in the character. They have some this taste of how they call it in America,
a little bit
a
of
cop.
yeah, a little bit of taste of power.
Yes,
Yeah.
To the
and
normal
it's
human.
really hard to talk with them. But yeah, to the moment that you have user requirements, you are already in the moment. Should I give up from this project? Like, come on, I'm trying to help you, and you are not giving me anything.
But at the
back.
same time, they are also split in different departments, and they also have intern fights between departments. Like, for example, DEA and FBI.
For example, I'm
and
working.
they
Who is
fight
gonna
for
win the
budget.
case?
They
Yeah.
fight for budget as well. And if the other ones get more budget, then the other ones get less budget. So.
Yeah, like the research group that it's involved in it. It's collaboration between Police Academy and one of the universities. It's called Saxion, and they have really really good connection with police. Because of that, we have so many projects. Because of that, they try to help us with the user requirements and so on. But even though they help us, it's still hard to extract this type of things because, for example, I'm not a police investigator. I'm not a policeman. And in
You
every
need data.
in every research, I should start to be an expert in the field of them or be an actor that pretend to be expert. This means you should really put a one person in your head that, for example, now is police investigator. You should know how maybe he or she will think about this situation. What is the next reaction? What is the next movement? What I will do? For example, if there's drugs, I will inform them. I will do this and this. In that moment, in order to automate the process or make it easier, you should go really in depth.
Yeah,
And
makes
also
sense.
administration. This is like in every project everywhere. Doesn't matter company, institution, university. There's a lot of administration, and I know so many people are scared about this. I totally understand. I really hate it, but this is what it is. Like in some moments, I'm feeling like a writer, not feeling like developer or researcher, because you're writing numerous documents.
The
and you're
project
like,
has to be black and white.
yeah. Otherwise, yeah, you like, for example, you have some workshop, you show them your platform, and what?
But you're also fighting for investment, or for that project to be accepted, and they can see the end goal. Like they can see the product, but if they don't have the information black and white, then they cannot really understand it.
They will never put their signature in it.
Yeah,
And if you don't have the signature, you don't have like any
it's just a
collaboration.
robot. Yeah.
And like especially in this type of field, you need their partnership. Like you need really to have collaboration. They to be with you. This means not only promising, saying, "Yeah, I will work with you." Okay, and what?
This is kind of strange to me in this type of projects because they're like really new innovative projects, related to you're actually solving issues, like actual issues. I was actually assuming that there would be people fighting over to join the project and to be a part of this thing.
There are there's so many people saying, "Yeah, it's really interesting, it's really nice," but when you go really hardcore, start like researching some stuff, start developing, start fighting with the administration because you need always having documents and stuff, and people are like, "Yeah, I thought it will be funny," and I was like, "Yeah, but this is the funny part."
Yeah, the process.
So try to survive.
This is actually human nature. What you're describing is something that I've
They
been
always see the
working
peak.
like in any industry, not just this one, this is how they usually behave.
Yeah.
If you're working with decision makers on a specific project, it's always like down to the part where you have to basically close the deal, and get the stuff rolling. It's like really difficult to do it there.
Also, the part that you should there are so many people I want to be this guy. I want to be, for example, programmer or whatever. Now it's really, really popular to be developer or something. Yeah, I want. And in some moment when they start doing this and they start having difficulty, in some moment they're like, see, this is not for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm here from 10, 11 years. I can tell you I'm not the smartest guy. I can tell you that I have so much problems of trying to build something, or I'm not the best developer, I'm not the best mechanic, I'm not the best robotics guy. I have so much troubles, but I have Google. Now we have also OpenAI and stuff. It's not advertisements, but we have so many other things and so many tools. You have also books. If you, some people forget about them.
A problem,
but
you can find it.
You have so many things, but you're fighting. And this is the funny.
Yeah.
So you're describing one of and I could see that before we spoke with you, a couple of times, and basically you have resilience yourself, and you're not giving up regardless of what kind of an issue you're faced with. And a lot of people ignore that.
The idea is that you don't have a choice. If you want to be that, you don't have a choice. It's the exact same thing with ethical hacking and cybersecurity, because you cannot really do the profession and not encounter problems.
But this is with everything, from what I've seen, and people really need to understand.
Can I express myself even with swear words and slangs?
Yes, of course.
You have this feeling in the ethical hacking, also in every type of engineering or development. You have you're trying. In some moment you're like, fuck, I'll give up. No, I'll give up.
It's after,
fuck, yes.
I'll give up.
And after that, you're feeling physically, your program is physically abusing you, not only mentally. It starts to be you're like, oh no, I'm dying, fuck, I should make it, please work, please. And you start praying and you're trying to do some stuff. In some moment you're like, okay, I'll fuck it, I'll just sleep, and tomorrow I will try it again. And tomorrow it's a new day. You go into the computer, you're writing 5 lines of code that yesterday you write almost the same, but it start working, and you're like, holy shit, it's really nice. And you're like, I even don't want to know how it's working anymore. I really don't care anymore. It's working. But of course, after half a day, you're like, let's see if it's working, how it's working. And it's not working anymore. And you're like, bitch, I know that you work. I saw you. I even had one case. It started working, and I'm like, I knew this will happen. Let's make a screenshot. Let's make a video. It's working perfectly. And then I'm like, I'll just go to my parents. It's really nice. It's really complicated. My parents really or they pretend to my projects and my stuff. And they're like, hey, I'll present it. It's in the evening. We're just sitting. And I was like, I'll present you. It's not working shit. It's not even not compiling anymore. It's not it's zero. Nothing. I try. I was like, no, 1 second, I will try. No, it's getting worse and worse and worse and worse. And I'm like, I knew. Okay, I'll have a video. Don't worry. I just opened the video and this is it's always. Also in my education, I had so many, because in my education, at the beginning in my bachelor, they're so many people start giving up. And I was like, I know that sounds strange for you, but this feeling of giving up, it won't leave your body your whole life if you want to be in that field. Yeah. And you have always that feeling. Yeah, maybe by the years and by the experience in the years, you will have more realities. Yeah. And you will be more stable in this situation, because at the beginning you have just rage quitting
But also your experience will help you to solve those issues much faster. You'll know how to Google, you'll know how to look for information, because there's always going to be something different problem, different solution, different issue. So you have to be really creative, and that creativity, that training to look for the right information and faster will help you become a little bit less aggressive.
Yeah, and make it simple. Make it simple. I know that there is smart guy, or in some Facebook group they say, yeah, use this and this. You optimal your code. You put this algorithms, whatever. No. Just make one simple for loop that it's slow as hell, and just it will be slow. Yeah, this program will be terribly slow, but yeah, it's working.
You basically described my life for the last approximately 7 years. Like, dude, like if you use Linux on a day-to-day basis, I perfectly understand him. Like, one time it works, and I was also I was educating a couple hundred people from Softony in a cybersecurity course. You did the same, if I remember correctly, no?
No, I had several lectures about electronics and robotics, but before so many years.
Right, I had a course called compromising platforms at Softony, and I spent the whole week preparing a practical example to show them, okay, we have studied how to compromise something, and then I'm showing them a very practical example of how to, and then the moment I have to show them it, nothing's working. And I did it, I practiced it 30 minutes ago,
I remember watching that one. And I was there.
So, and that happened quite a lot, and I don't know why is it so cursed? Like everything, like you just did it, you just practiced it, everything worked fine.
Like last week, I supposed to show one AI, just like a small demo, that it's taking a murder case. Yeah, again murder case, and it's understanding what is the context of it, and it's giving you a summary, but not like a natural processing language summary. This means like, calculation and stuff and make it summary. It's really understanding the context. And if somebody say that it's OpenAI, yes, it was OpenAI plus several other models. I try to combine their outputs and so on. But there are like 3 models. One was OpenAI, one was T5, and another one, I forget the name. But it was working perfectly. I'm starting the presentation. I'm turning Teams. I will present it. I was like, they're delaying. I have 1 minute. Let's try it one more time. Internal error 500. I was like, what?
System error.
I was like, what? I try again. It was working perfectly. And I was like, interesting. Let's try again. Nothing was working. Let's try again. Nothing was working. Let's try again. Nothing was working. I was like, let's add 3 more slides about pictures, how it was working, just in case. I just put them, start presenting some stuff, and in some moment we have a small break, like 2 minutes or something, and I was like, let's try again. Internal error 500. I was like, interesting, I have pictures, don't worry. And I decided, okay, let's go. We explained everything was working okay. It's coming to the demo, and I was like, should we have demo effect, like crashing everything? And the funny thing was that it showed internal error 500. I was like, no, don't worry, this is sometimes we show this, it's like, not good connection with the server, blah blah blah. I was like, I will try again, it's working perfectly. Try again, it's working perfectly. And how I should explain that the first time was just cursed and it was like not working. And after that, after the meeting, I was like, let's put my unit test and see, but put it like not one time to go through, put it 100 times to go through and see how many times of this
is it going to fail.
From 100, I had 999 okay, and 1 with internal error 500.
That's it.
In my presentation, my first attempt was this one.
I mean, the chance is not that great, is it? And by the way, I'm sorry about that microphone. It's just that,
that's how it goes, man.
That's how it goes.
No, we hope that this time the audio is better than last time, for which we do apologize as well. So but overall, I want to also ask you, so how did you, at what age did you decide that this would be your future? Let's say it like this.
Decision, I'm still not deciding. I'm still wondering every day. Like a full strong decision, I don't know. Still not. But I already told this story before. I started really hard. I don't want to be from these people that say, I started from young age. I was like almost walking and I start programming and I'm programming from 20 years and I'm 24. No, it's not the case.
I met such people.
Yeah, it's not the case. It's I know that we will sound like this, but my mom was really busy and I was with her in the office. And she was like kind of intern going inside, like she's civil engineer. They have several years that before they take, their signature and their stamp, whatever. She was really busy, and I was really happy and annoying kid. And her boss really liked me, and there were some, some newspapers, some magazines, and some stuff, and they wanted to throw them away. And he was like, let's just give him, there's some kids magazines and stuff, and just
something to read.
Yeah, just go away, basically.
Yeah.
And one of the things, there were several interesting things, and one of the things was, I really don't remember the full name, but was basically a magazine for magnets and batteries. And I was like, interesting. There's more and more stuff that you can break. And I just go there and start like asking my mom to give me like batteries. There's like 4.7 volts battery, like that big before, if you remember. And lamps and stuff. And some moments I start breaking some electronics at home. Sorry, mom. And after that, there was some stuff that you cannot break them easily. But the good point was that we were living in the center. We were living in the 4th floor. But if you throw them from the balcony, I can tell you they're really good in breaking the things. Then you go fast down, otherwise somebody will, yell about this. You go down, you see what is inside. Then if your mom asks you, I don't know, it's break it, I just throw it. And these kind of things. I started with breaking a lot of things. It was interesting.
So basically nobody told you that you can unscrew the things?
To be honest, at the beginning, no. It was really nice. But you can unscrew them. But just imagine that's like your, how much? First grade, and you start breaking like crazy stuff. Or second grade.
Age, At first grade, I was just, I don't know. I was oblivious.
That the TV remote controller was the first victim of me. It was just broke down in pieces, and after that, of course, I transformed myself as a remote controller for my mom and dad. Just go turn on the TV.
You just go there and click the button.
When you break the controller, then you start to be a remote controller. But yes,
you're describing biology class with the frogs, but with technology.
Yes, exactly. And after that, in some moments, you have batteries, you have this type of stuff. In some moments, you have these clippers on the papers, right?
Yep.
And if you put a screw, that was in my book, I remember it perfect. If you put a screw and you put the clipper here, when you clip the clipper to the two screws, this is basically a key.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah, a switch.
A switch. And I started like doing this type of things. My dad was helping me with some stuff, with foil and this kind of thing.
And by the way, this is really dangerous if you do it inappropriately. Be careful with experiments.
No.
It can be.
A little bit smoke won't kill anybody. It's okay. After that, in my teenage years, there were a lot of smoke and flame. Fast and furious.
It depends on how smart you are. Judging by me, I would probably not be alive.
They say the same to me, but I continued then. I was gaming so much. I was gaming with my dad.
That's really cool. Do you have favorite games?
Personally, I'm playing now.
Not favorite games, but like type of games, genres, RPG or something like that.
I'm addicted to one type of games. I don't play them.
Okay, you don't have time right now.
No. I'm, as I say in the beginning of my sentence, I stated I'm addicted.
Yeah, me too.
And it's really because, there were, before there was something called MMORPG. There's also, for example, now Genshin and so on. But before, we started with, even before Warcraft and WoW, we started with something called Lineage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, I think.
But I started with something.
We are from the same group.
Yeah,
of people,
I started with my dad with Diablo before that, Age of Empires.
You have played with your dad Diablo.
Yes.
Wow, that's so cool, man.
We still before several years we even bought like PlayStation in order to install the new Diablo before so many years, because thanks Diablo that you're really hardworking and you're putting new verses in 20 years. But yes, we played, and in some moment we start playing Warcraft.
I cannot stop smiling.
Lineage.
Because it's so cool, man. This is like the dream of every kid to be able to play.
Lineage.
We have so
I
many
started to be
things.
addicted. My dad was like really good, and I was really good because of him, not because of my gameplay. But Lineage was okay. But after that, when they opened Warcraft and there was like crack servers and there was something, that was the moment that I started to be addicted.
It was Arena something. Garena was the name of Garena.
Yes, and that was a problem. That's
big problem.
My dad was working, but basically at night or evening, at morning, because before that he was working 2 shifts, 2 jobs, whatever, and he really had bad sleeping schedule. And what you do, you cannot sleep. Then he played, and like even in some of the crack servers, we still have even videos of us. Because normally when you go to dungeon, we went out of the topic, but still. When you go into the dungeon, normally you have, for example, tank, you have
different
paladins, you have different roles. You have
a healer, a DPS,
and so
tank.
On. In the people that knows Warcraft, my dad was Warlock. And it was pretty nice. And the interesting thing is that in some moment, after so many different types and of heroes, I decided
to settle with
Shadow Priest. And the funny
thing,
both
of you are so cancer, man. Like,
exactly. Because of that,
I know this thing. Like, come on.
Exactly.
We both played warrior, and whenever we were facing Warlock with a Shadow Priest, it sucked.
Yes, and the interesting thing is that in some moment we went to a clan, and the clan really liked this combination, son and dad, and one of the as you say, the most cancerous things. And we are playing in one room. We both know both the heroes.
The communication is good.
The communication is good. Yeah, you don't.
I'm sitting with the person that I've hated when I was small.
Yes. And normally you go to a dungeon, for example, I don't know, 5, 10, 15 people, depends on the dungeon. We're going to, me and my dad. And everybody are like, ha, you cannot make the dungeon. And we're like, let's see. We make the whole dungeon alone, both of us, 2 of us. And after that, the clan was like, fuck, we should help you. And they start making us PvP double. You know, in some moment you have like a teams and you have doubles and triples when you start fighting and stuff, and you have teams. Me and my dad was like a PvP double. I can tell you that this is a hell. This is a really hell. Not for us.
For them.
Yeah, and we were like one of, like even we
have a lot of CC. Like you can stun.
I just want to say goodbye to all of the female audience and welcome to all of the men.
No.
And I love it. Let's continue.
Don't worry, both of the heroes were females. We appreciate you and we support you. But
must have been difficult,
It was funny because in some moment we played so much that in some moments, you know, that you have like a hardcore competitions. We didn't want to sign up for this. They sign up like us. They
sign you up.
Yeah, they sign us up.
So you had a really good reputation on the
depends of what you think it's good reputation, because
basically demolishing other teams.
Yes. That was good. Yeah, because all the types of enchant. Oh yeah, my dad was enchanting. And the people that were playing a lot Warcraft knows that if you reach some level of enchanting, then it's really bad.
Because you get access to really good recipes and all that.
Yes, and I was herbalist. And I was
so
potion.
You had the good potions and the good enchants. It's a closed economy.
It's a closed economy.
And in some moment I decided, okay, you know that after some moment you have these aids. I was the guy with 18 kids also. I was just supplying everybody. It was funny. But
but you provide great value to the clan, to the guild, and to yourself, of course.
Yeah, because of that everybody hated the guild. And it was really nice. Really, really nice feeling. And in some moment they unlock this situation that you can go if you're aliens, you can go to the hordes and start attacking their town, another way around.
This is something that I really miss in MMORPGs. It's something that they have destroyed. Like, we had a community, we had everything.
This is a topic that I had with one of my buddies recently, where they were talking about, games like this, and that right now there's no community in the games.
Yeah.
But I got to a conclusion that maybe it's coming from the people and not from the game.
No.
Because back then, like we were talking about TBC, like Wrath of the Lich King, back then we were nonetheless quite, like, the people were used to going out, talking between each other, being kids or teenagers, and actually still having this community. Throughout the years, in the next 10 years, you have more social media, you have more chat between the people, you have less going out and less community outside of the game. So essentially you might have less community inside of the game as well, because the mentality is that way.
I also played Warcraft before 2 years, and I installed the cracked version. I went to the server and I said, I'll just play 1, 2, 3, 4 hours. This is my addiction. It's like, let's step, not Prius, not Warwork, let's try Hunter, whatever, something, or Rogue, whatever, something, play a little bit. And in some moment I just watched, like I saw the watch, and I was like, nice, I played like 3-4 hours, it's really nice, it's really good. Then I realized that the date is different, and it's 24 plus 4 hours. And I was like,
The date is different.
I would just uninstall it again. It was really nice, it was really good pleasure, but
Yeah. I mean, they have introduced a lot of systems. The game is multi-billion-dollar game.
No, after that we moved to another game. It's called Shaya. It's a little bit more Asian. It's Asian MMORPG. It was a little bit
pay to win.
No, it was.
Is it like Final Fantasy or something like that?
Maybe a bit. It's like a Warcraft, but a little bit more Asian style Warcraft.
I have a question for you. How did games affected your decision when you decided to move to robotics?
I didn't move to robotics. I really liked. I really liked games in 7th grade. I was not the smartest and brightest kid ever, with the best grades ever.
Talking about me.
When my mom and dad asked me, what you want, I decided to say, I want art, I want to draw. And they're like, okay, no, try again. Because I was like, I will go to art academy. And there's like, yes, but you will keep your math level as that level that you're now, and your level now it's really not high. Try again. And I decided to study something related with computers. Everybody will relate with this. You don't know anything. You don't know anything. They're like, do you want software engineering? Do you want computer science? Do you want technical computer, information technology? You're like, I want to deal with computers. There's zero. It's like full gambling mode. Like, you like how it sounds, your program, and if you have ambitious mom and dad, and my mom and dad always give me the freedom to do whatever. I know that I say it, they didn't give me to make art, but they didn't give me permission. But everything else, that was the only moment in my life that they say no to something.
For art?
Yes.
Is that what you said?
Yes, but I always did some stuff. But in some moment, I went to my high school.
But also for the people watching, you have to understand that in Bulgaria specifically, you instantly save yourself a lot of headache if you work something with computers, because it's going to affect your income more positively, and it's going to provide you with a lot of opportunities to develop yourself and to grow. So I understand the decisions of your parents. It's like really logical.
No, my mom was like, you won't study math in our school because of that. She was not really like for the income. Like, they really don't care what I'm doing, like in income side or whatever. They always say, you should be happy. But the only thing was that my mom say, you won't know any math or any physics, because in our schools they don't emphasize that much on this. They're like continuing art and being these type of things. But she was like, doesn't matter, go to economics, go to I don't know, language,
just
whatever.
Not art.
No,
receiving such freedom from your parents is so nice. This sounds actually like really,
you have a choice.
They never cared about this,
but
and they supported you.
A lot of developers in Bulgaria are going for the money, because everybody knows that developers make a lot of money.
And
It's just
I know that
something you hear all the time. I don't know if it is even true. It's just you
Yeah.
hear it all the time.
But I know that I will sound like a typical Asian dad. But when I was young, I traveled 2 hours to school. But yes, I did travel 2 hours to school. Like I was living like 30 kilometers from the capital, like from the center. Then I pick another bus and another bus. Depends on the traffic. It's between 30 minutes and 1 hour. Then you have 1 hour and 30 minutes. You have 2 hours. Of course you will study in school. Of course you will do something. You woke up at 5 at the morning to pick up your bus. That your bus, don't imagine a big bus. It's like a small, this.
Маршрутка.
Yeah, exactly. You're going there. Sometimes, I don't know why, but the roof is raining, but you're inside the bus, but doesn't matter. You don't have any, like there's two ways. It's hot as fuck or
it's
cold
cold.
as
It's
fuck.
cold.
And also, by the way, just to imagine it better, you don't really need to even hold yourself because it's cramped with so many people that you just...
If you
You
really
can
like to
just
be
take-
touched in public places, perfect. It's yours.
And you might think that your biggest enemies there are the men, but actually there's these old ladies, especially the ones that need to get up or get down of the bus.
I can tell
With
you
their-
at 5 o'clock. At 5 o'clock, there's only old ladies in you.
Oh my goodness.
You should somehow make friends. Otherwise, this is like a prison.
Yeah.
If you don't make enough friends, then
You're
you're
gonna
fucked.
shank you.
They'll shank you.
They will shank you with the...
Exactly. If you don't have this is like prison.
Yeah.
You know, man. Hello. Like you're going inside the bus. You already know your enemies. You already know your friends. You're like, oh yeah, what's up? How's your grandson? Yeah, best regards. This is how you survive.
If you don't say that, you might receive an elbow or something.
yeah.
But this is the case. Like,
And you always have your one spot in this little bus in the morning,
Yeah.
which you cannot like step away from that spot. You cannot take somebody else's spot.
No.
Everybody gets
Like
it.
depends on if you have friends. If you have friends, they're like,
You have
no,
privileges.
This
This is
spot
reserved.
It's taken.
It's
It's reserved. And it's really funny, like because at the beginning they did the same with you. You're like standing and you see the spots the whole time. It's
empty.
free.
What do you
and you're
mean?
like, come on, please leave me sit. I want to sit. It's cold. I'm dead. It's so early in the
And
morning.
by the way, when we train during the whole day, we've trained 3 times and we were really hungry. We're exhausted. We don't have really power to stand on our feet. And I'm traveling in that small bus back, and somebody is telling me, "Oh no, you cannot sit here because it's reserved." And I would just be sleeping standing. No, seriously, I was sleeping standing
Yeah.
Yes.
every day.
This is really nice because we are that age that's like we didn't went to military school.
Yeah,
These buses are some kind of military school for kids.
It is.
It's cold. It's not. Yeah, sometimes you don't want something, but yeah, it is.
They're just not
You should
shelling you.
accept it. Yes, you should accept it. And the funny thing is that I had several situations. The bus is breaking in the middle
Yeah,
of
a
2
lot
towns,
of time, yeah.
and the guy's like, "Yeah, it's only 15 kilometers. You can just walk."
always like this. Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, when is the next? Yeah, the next. Did you see this guy that is going there? Yeah, he will come back after 1 hour and a half. Or you want to wait here, or you want to walk? And you're like, I don't know. I will wait here. I will wait here. In some moment, you're like 10 people waiting there. But in some moment, you're realizing you're 5 people.
Yeah,
You're 4 people.
yeah.
You're 3 people. Some moment, you're looking around. There's nobody except you. And you're like, okay, I take the
And
wrong
he won't
decision.
stop.
I yeah, because your kid, they won't put the car in the car a kid, and they say, "Hey, where do you want to go, little kid?" No.
No, I
This
mean,
is not
even
the right way.
The bus driver is gonna go past you. It happened so many times.
Yes, and the next one that's supposed to pick you up,
Yeah.
for sure will pass you,
Yeah.
because they were like, "Yeah, it's fine."
And he sees you like that's the worst. And he sees you,
sees
man.
you, and
And
he's
he
like,
continues.
Oh.
Yeah. You're one guy. See you later.
Yeah, exactly. And you're like, okay, maybe I didn't take the right decision. Then let's walk. And you're
Yeah.
just walking. It's
So
the
in
moment
the
you
end,
see
you
a
don't
public
have a
transport or something, then you pick it up. And the funny thing is that you see a guy that you know somewhere, and you're like, and the guy didn't stop. He's just making. You continue, and you're like, come on, like I will walk 15 kilometers. Please, in the last kilometer, help me. But the good thing is that he's always smiling.
Yeah. He's being positive. You know?
And it's minus.
It's hot here.
And then his one answer is, "Oh, I didn't even realize."
Yeah, and it's minus 20 degrees. You're like,
I thought that he's just.
I thought you're like strolling around in the woods.
yeah.
Just having a walk.
But after so much traveling, you start doing something in school. I started like really bad at high school because I look like a. This time it's not related with other side of the drugs, from another side of the drugs. I look like a drug dealer, and my teachers really didn't like this because I really like a hip hop and stuff. It was like with really baggy, really baggy like stuff. And the teachers, they really like the first impression.
Yeah.
They see you and they're like...
They don't have a time to think anything else. They don't have the time to
this
really...
is 101% prejudice.
Yeah. You say, "Hi, I'm Dimi," and she's like, "Yeah, you're useless."
You're failed.
Yeah, no, you're useless.
You're
You're a
failed.
failure. Yeah, nice.
Just go away.
I know. From now, I will call you failure.
Sashko.
Yeah, exactly. And they like really put your nickname. Yeah. From now, I will call you failure. This is your name. From the rest.
And the worst thing would be when they compare you to the other boy. Like they always like this one guy, and they're, "Oh, Kotze, yeah, hi there. You can see that." Dimi. You can go.
And there's one of the teachers just even asked me, "Yeah, why you're using that like baggy clothes?" And I was like, "Yeah, I really like it, and also keeping me warm." And she's like, "Keeping you warm is like, yes, I'm traveling with the buses. There's something that should keep me warm a lot.
Yeah.
It's something." And also my brother now it's traveling with the same bus, and he's like, "Yeah, I find a new technique how to heat up." And I was like, "You're hugging the back, and you're sleeping with the back like this." And he was like, "Yes, how do you know?" I was like, 5-6 years. I was there. I survived with that way. But yeah, you start studying, and after that, the second half of the year, I fixed my grades and I start doing some stuff. And there was like two guys that say, "Yeah, we have like a small course of robotics. We just want to pick up some stuff." They're like 2 years above me. They're 10th grade. And I really liked it because, we had like a weekend course. And you go, I don't know, Sunday or Saturday. There was like 4 times this type of thing.
I just want to stop you. Do you realize how ridiculous this all sounds? Because
No,
like we're talking about innovative solutions for the future of mankind.
Yeah, but this
and
is
robotics and and AI and all of that. And then we're discussing how you're freezing in a bus with your backpack.
Yeah, and this is no.
Welcome to Bulgaria.
Great motivation.
I will continue with my story, one step aside. This is the best. This is the best experience. You can do a lot of things in this bus. You can make friends. You can play games. You can do so many things.
Basically you have like an hour.
Yeah,
traveling.
you have like a separate room for 1 hour with 20 plus people, and most of the average age is 60 plus. But this is the best experience, like most of the times you have these movies that the Indian guy went with the boats to British country or whatever, America, and he made the dreams and whatever. I made from my home to school. This is my dream. Every time I had like a small documentary. I survived, I went there, I studied, and I came back. And I'm alive.
Yeah. I mean,
because we're talking about successful stories.
Yeah.
Kids, this is really good successful story. Keep doing this. I know that you're tired. I know that you're sleeping like 5 times per day because it's napping time. You're waking up at 5. It's perfect. Keep going.
Great.
Yeah.
So about your story,
I just want to say that
sorry,
I perfectly understand everything that you went through. We both do.
Yeah.
Like we did the same.
Yeah, but in some moment I fixed my grades, and they're like with this type of course, like out of school. Yeah, I also travel in the weekend.
By the way, just across the street, almost every night or 2 or 3 times in the week, there is also a robotics course for kids, and I see like really small children doing stuff like dismantling robots or actually creating robots. And it's really, really nice. And I can see that always the room is full with kids, man. It's not like 5.
I can tell you that they were way smarter than me in my 9th grade.
Yeah, they have like a huge opportunity to really go.
But for different generations,
yeah,
it's always
I know.
Like
I know that sounds old. I don't want to say this, but back in the days, we didn't have this type of schools. Like, school that you're mentioning, yes, they had, but they have only one small thing. Like, I know the founder, and they're like really small, and they just started.
Basically, kids nowadays have every opportunity to grow, and that's great. That's good. And
Yeah, well,
and those
but you should
opportunities
differentiate the kids and the parents, because nowadays the parents want to moderate their kids in a way that they want.
Oh, this has always been like this.
But yes, but yeah. The interesting thing about the course that I had, first, they were not professional teachers. They're like 2 years like older than me. They knew a little bit. They were just really hobby. They just wanted just to make friends. They really don't make money. They don't do anything. They just wanted to make geek friends because it was hard in their class. They really liked me because I burned everything. Sorry. I burned literally everything. And they're like, "Are you stupid?" And I was like, "Yes, I am. Please help."
the price for curiosity.
But yeah, I try with so much, and I told them, yeah, in the past 5-7 years, I was just breaking. Please help me how to start building. And also, I was like the most unlucky guy ever. Like, if they just put a wire from here to here and everything is working perfectly, I'm putting a wire here to here and start making and just making some random noises, or just making a shortcut and start smoking. And by the way, this is not bad if you start breaking stuff, because now when I smell a smoke, I can tell you what is the component that it's burned. It's just this type of things. Just imagine how many things I just burned.
You understand everything how it sounds, how it smells.
Yeah, because I already burned it.
Yeah,
so many times.
You have also so you've at some point you've started actually building stuff. What was one of your first projects that you're really proud of? Like
really, so much proud.
Yeah, really proud.
Yeah, I started a blinking,
in the beginning.
Blinking LED. I was really proud.
This is really.
I showed it to all my friends. I showed it like a real time. I showed it like a real time coding. Showed it like a prototype. It was my best thing ever, because the rest of the team that they were like attending this course, they made this in a day.
Yeah.
It took me 5 weeks. I know that sounds like pretty dumb, because my brother made it.
How long ago was this? How long ago was this?
So around 10 years.
All right.
But yes, we'll go faster from that point. But that was the best moment in my life.
You're like 13 then, right?
Yes.
13, 14, yeah.
Yes, and I'll tell you what my brother is doing. 13, you'll see what I'm saying, that I'm dumb. But after that, we continue. And they really liked that I was like not giving up. Like, because everybody else, we had really smart people. Like they did the whole course was like months. They did it in a week or 2 or 3. Really smart. And after that, they gave up.
Yeah.
And I was the only one who was in the same exercise from first week, whole month. And I was like, fuck it, I will do it. I will do it. Even I was doing some stuff. I will do it. I was the only one who really left with interest in this, because I was the only one who was the more like the worst in this. But I was like a donkey. No, I will do it. Fuck it, I will do it. No, I will do it. And I continue. And they really liked me. And in some moment, we opened a new club. We just find a physics teacher. And we opened...
Just want to ask you, why did you continue? You know, is it just because...
I'm really afraid, man. Because, like, this is my story. You know, it's exactly the same. I've never been the smartest.
I can answer you why I continue if I start going to psychologist. I don't know. It's not logical. If I go to psychologist, I think he or she will tell me the answer.
The more it resists, the more you want to fix it and do it.
No, I don't know. It's just, I don't know. It's something. I cannot explain it. It's just, me or you.
It's just part of your character. Like you want to
that's
get
why I'm
to
asking.
the end
Because I can see it.
Right?
Yes. And the funny thing, by the way, I was not accepted in so many schools. From the beginning, I was not accepted in so many schools. I say that I didn't have good grades, but still, I wanted to go to a different school, but doesn't matter. It's I'm saying this, and after, let's say, because we are talking too much, after 1 hour, you'll see why I say this. Because you will see how repetitive this is in my life.
But the problem with that, I have a huge problem with schools judging a frog by how it climbs trees. Because if you want to be good at robotics, if you want to be good at developing, if you want to be good with computers, you don't need to know how the solar system works. or how the frog eats its food. It's good for you. You'll be more complete human being. You have more knowledge about your about the world you live in, and it's good for you to know it. But
You're saying it's not individualized.
yeah,
We started a club with about robotics and electronics. By the way, about physics, we have in Bulgaria graded system between 2 and 6. I know that it's fully illogical. I had average grade of 4 about electronics, and everything else I had 6. This means visibly I was really not good at electronics, and I didn't have future in it. Doesn't matter. I was in computer specialty. We opened this club. We find a physics teacher. Physics teacher said, "Yeah, why not? I'll help you. No problem. I'll just talk with the administration. I will just have rooms and stuff if you need and these kind of things." We continue. But there's problem. We start going to competitions. I'm really competitive, like a crazy competitive from like really young age, because as I said, I wanted to go to art school, but before that I was going to competitions of art. Before that I was going to competitions of maths and this kind of things.
so everything that you do, you want to combine it somehow to have an end goal to win a competition or to
by
have
the
a way
way,
to progress.
I know that there are so many training guys, and they'll say, "Yeah, I'm going to sport competitions." I totally appreciate this and your discipline and everything. The only sport that I professionally trained till now was chess, and it was really hard, really physically abusing yourself. But let's continue.
Did you go to competitions for chess? Right?
Yes, but you can beat me now because I started competitions in my first or second grade about chess. And yes, we started this club. We started going to competitions. We went to two competitions, and how I went there, they say, "Yeah, we have these projects, and here you will be for beauty and just take experience." And I was like, "Okay." And the guy's like, "Yeah, just don't touch anything because I know that you will
and
burn
suddenly
it out."
things started smoking.
Yes, and just don't touch it and just be with us. And I was like, "All right, I have perfect instructions. I won't do anything." I just went there for the first competition. We won first place. They even had my name on it, and I was like, "This is."
Can you describe how the competition works? What you do inside?
Yeah.
Like there are several competitions. First is robotics competitions. Then you have categories. Like there's two ways. You have exposition competition. This means you're exposing your stuff and explaining these kind of things. And you have competitions like robotics. You have categories. Line following, sumo robots. You have
Sumo robots.
yes.
Are those like the ones that
With
fight
cars
between each
that-
other
Yes,
and they
yes.
and you have to turn him around so he falls
No,
on
not
his
turning
back, or-
around. Just throw him from the.
Just throw him from the arena.
Yeah, there's like a black round. You had
Sumo robots.
maze is like a tunnel, like puzzle and stuff. You can go. You have a freestyle. I was like the main contestant there, and there are more and more because now you have drones, you have so many other things. But yeah, that was the basic, and still it's the basic and it's everywhere. And we went to exhibition type, and doesn't matter exhibition, not exhibition. We won the first place. I didn't do anything, and I was the most proud person for a person that didn't do anything, just sitting in there and say, like, "Thank you so much," and pictures and stuff, and the feeling of having this piece of paper without any value of this piece of paper, but still having this great assignment, like I did something. You're realizing you didn't do anything. But doesn't matter. It's really, really nice. And I was like, yeah.
But it gave you a purpose
Yeah.
because now you know the feeling and you want to
You want to win more.
you want to
Yeah.
create actual real value so that you actually really win that next time.
Even from the first time, I also don't accept it fully engineering because everybody will say, "Oh, I will build it more. I will build it bigger. I will build it smarter." No, it was funny because in some moment, I didn't do anything as I said. And I was working with the jury. And I was just walking and seeing why they give grades. And I was like, okay, it's blinking. This guy is really good explaining. Ooh, this is really nice project. And I was just observing, nothing. Like, I'm not there. I'm in this team, but I'm really not like, I was just collecting information.
But you have been just introduced to that environment.
It's brand new.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is that our car broke in the first day. I was in the car. Of course, I told you I was really unlucky. And like my teacher was like, can you step away from the car? And I was like, okay. And the car magically started. And I was like, can I join? Like, yeah, of course you can join. I was really unlucky. And they start having, studying, they had girlfriends, and step by step, they were just not fully inside. And I start building more and more. I start going to my competitions, my own, like going there with my things. Yeah, they're small. I didn't win at the beginning.
So how did you?
And by the way, these competitions are on Bulgarian level, no, on European level.
From that moment in the story,
International?
they're like
Regional.
regional.
Uh-huh.
We didn't go to other side of Bulgaria. We were just, is it close? Yes. Does the school have money for a few? No. Then should be close, really close.
All right. But how many of those competitions happen nowadays? For example, are
A
there
lot.
regular? Yeah.
A lot. You cannot even imagine. Now it's way better. And sorry, I'm one of the reasons. But I will tell you later. And yeah, there are lots. But they're like, if you're not in the field, if you're not really a competition guy in robotics and electronics and stuff, you won't see them. Like
Yeah, I mean, you won't notice them.
Yeah.
By the
moment
way,
in
that's
my-
not exactly right because I'm not in the field, but I come to see a lot of hackathons. on
Yeah,
that,
but you see like 20%, 30% of
Mm.
them. The rest of the world is like somewhere.
Yeah, the same can be said about hacking because there are like CTF competitions
Yeah.
and there are like thousands of CTF competitions, thousands, and you can go to a competition 2 or 3 times a day, every day, and it's multiple platforms.
Do you just win from those, like just
Yeah,
like
there
something
sometimes
random,
you
or-
win a ticket for a bigger competition, for
Mhm.
example, to go on a big, huge conference in Japan, let's say, or something like that, or in America. So other times, you would win a small monetary amount, and sometimes you would win a cup or a T-shirt or something like that.
This
you know,
is
it's-
more realistic.
This is yeah.
Or a
No,
pen.
actually,
I had
you
one
know,
competition that I won a pen.
so
Pen is good
Yes.
because you can use it.
Yes, it was nice. I used it like 1 year
Yeah.
making my exams and stuff. It was the
Yeah.
best.
So the majority are like that, but there are, if you're really good at some point, you can start going on and playing. You can always go and compete. It's just that you wouldn't really get far, but it's a really good experience to just.
This is
try.
what I was gonna ask. Like at the end of the day, it's for you to grow,
It's-
right?
It's nice because you start having friends. You
Yeah,
start
socialize.
like doing some stuff.
And like-minded people.
Yeah, we even try with these people that they teach me. I start to get better and better, and they say, "Yeah, let's try to make a course, like a small course." We are one of the first in Bulgaria that made robotics course. Of course, I was again a little bit for beauty and logistics, but in that moment, that was everything that I can offer. And the funny thing is that I help for the organization. Then I ask for money. And I was collecting money from. I had good grades, and after that, the school is giving you some scholarship and stuff. But doesn't matter. I went there. I was organizing, and at the same time, I signed up for the course because I didn't have that much knowledge. I'm a really not ego guy. I was like, I need to.
You're just
I-
happy to be
If
around.
you could get knowledge, more
Yeah.
knowledge is better for you. Yeah,
And then I
That's
start.
that's really good.
That's
By the
really
way,
good.
props
Yeah.
to you because a lot of people do it the other way. You know,
Yeah.
I'm behind the scenes. I'm a part of the organization right now. That's enough. I
Yeah.
don't need to really do anything too
And-
much here.
And now it's the
Or
time.
not even that.
How the Spanish people say, "Let's go loco." And I started going to competitions, a lot of competitions. In some moment, I was more in competitions than in school.
Mm.
Of course, I was somehow fixing the grades and stuff, but I was literally more time preparing stuff and going to competitions than being in school. And I went in some moment from regional. After several months, I went to national. And literally, in some moment, there was that much rows of competitions that I didn't have any loss. And in some moment, I was repeating competitions
Yeah.
because they're every year. I even have one of the greatest competitions that I have 3 or 4 years in a row. And everybody, when they saw me in the competition, they was like, "Fuck, he's here."
Yeah.
How long was your win streak?
It's like from the bottom that I was burning, like from the course, till I start like rolling competitions under 1 year.
No, the running year.
Yeah, your winning streak, like
Yeah.
since you started.
Running year, 2 years and a half, 3,
Wow.
without any.
that's
Yeah, without losing. is my point.
Yes, like it's not losing because you have second and third place, but for me, in some moments, second and third place was disgrace. And I was
But
like,
also,
no.
by the way, also losing is not really something that's possible on such competition, even if you don't get a place. And just hear me out. So
It's a friendly environment.
because the competition is like the bodybuilding, you go and see the result, but the journey to prepare for that competition, to create the robot that you're showcasing, is what it matters. So even if you don't get a place, you have learned so much in the process. So I don't see it as a loss.
Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah, and you're keep doing your geek job and be introvert, making hardware at home. And the funny thing is that because I said winning competitions at the beginning, I did not have anything, and my parents were like, "Yeah, we won't give money because teenagers have so many hobbies and stuff, and they're just changing it so much." And I was like, "No, this is for you." And they're like, "Yeah, okay, we will see. You're just burning stuff." And I continue. In some moment, I start producing my electronics. This means we are having a lab. Equipment and lab, for example, resistors, capacitors, and I asking the teacher, "Hey, can I bring like this and this and this?" "Yes, you can." "Can I bring this?" "Yeah." And I started just finding something in the trash. I remember this. I found like old electronics in the trash, just like a small hobby. My precious. Just going home and start cutting some stuff.
A little hoarder.
But that's real business in China. Like they dump a huge pile of trash, electronic trash, and they recycle the chips. They recycle the motherboards. And stuff like
and
that.
some moments when I won several competitions, I had some microcontrollers, Arduinos and stuff. Then in some moment when my mom and dad saw that, they are rolling. They're not like one time. They're like already 10. My dad was like, "Okay, it's time. Let's go and just buy your lab equipment." But it was the most pink Chinese mark, like the trade brand that you will never see. You even don't have English. They even don't have site. They even don't have like how to use it. They're like, just don't break it. That was the only thing.
No tutorial, no.
Let's, by the way, just make this practical. I want to ask you, what's your one advice that you can give to a kid or to a teenager that is going to such competitions?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
competitions.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can tell you something like just first research the competition. Now we will go a little bit engineering. Research the competition, what it is. Just if you can find any information who win last year and the last year, then you have 3 years in a row. This means then people are consistent with their choice. Second, but the most important, Blinky, it's really nice, giving points. Like even if it's really light and you have lights and it's making sounds.
Put on some LEDs.
Yes, put some LEDs, put some blinks, noises.
Make it shiny.
Songs. Yeah. Make it shiny. This is selling. By the way, this is how I graduate my bachelor.
Blinks.
Yes, they're really like later I'll tell, but I had one of the hardest projects ever and they just give me extra grade because of LED. That it's
so they didn't give you extra grade because of the hard thing that you
and
achieved.
the math and digital processing.
This sounds like so many Bulgarian professors, by the way, for anybody that's wondering, like
internationally.
And the funny thing is that when you go there, just prepare your stand because sometimes you have tables, sometimes you have place.
Look good.
Yeah, looks good. Like don't look at it. Yeah, they will see my thing. No, just put piece of papers, put some logos, put some stuff, put some nice.
You're not there by accident.
Yeah, it's your client. You should sell it. You should really sell it. Whatever, like put a presentation, one slide. It's really not hurting anybody. Okay, next thing it's just see the competition. Because you can grab a lot of ideas.
Observe.
And it's not your competition. This means don't be like,
so
I'm the best.
Don't be arrogant.
No, say, hey, I'm Dimitar. From where are you? What's going on? And you can make a lot of contacts. For example, in some moment, there are some schools that they're not my school. They're just sending me parts because they're just feeding my competitive power more and more.
Did you had such a moment in because at some point for a kid or for a teenager to be that successful in his field, for example, you're already a person who is recognizable on the scene. And did you had a problem with your ego at some point?
Yeah, it was really fun because I was thinking that in my high school in some moment I was getting more and more like I'm the best, whatever, I'm smart, and when I went to abroad and start studying, like really studying, and they teach me how to study, and
it's something that
it's going down.
Really hard to explain.
It's like literally they're after half a year their only main is to crush your soul and just you to be a slave of engineering. That was the only purpose in the first half a year there, just to break everything that you ever believed that you're the best. And even if you're good, because I was good in the first like several subjects, I was like perfectly, and they're like really impressed with me. There will be subject. Somebody will break you. Maybe not this teacher. Next teacher will break your everything, your imagination about how you are, like where are you and what are you successful. You are just a student. Student in we have students. Just imagine
By the way, I'm an engineer as well, as you can see.
The good thing about alphabets, they're having some symbolism about alphabets.
Yeah.
Student, slave. See, it's a little bit like you can just match it. Like if you're a little bit working with
If you close one eye,
it's a slave.
Yeah,
but
it becomes too much.
But I can tell you, after the bachelor in the master, they didn't call us slaves or students. They call us minions.
Oh, okay.
It's like one step up, and now in the PhD, I will see. Maybe I will be, I don't know, something else. I can just reach a pet. Pet is good.
Pet is all right. Yeah. Home pet, not like.
But this is like see the people, and another thing that it's really hard and really really hard for student and for kid and teenager. Go and meet your jury beforehand. Say, hi, I'm Dimitar.
Oh, that would be so difficult for most kids.
This would be
and also
these tips like this is
really
good
and
tips,
go and meet the organizer, because the organizer is really crazy. He's really busy. He won't spend more than 5-10 minutes with you. But these 5-10 minutes with you, of course they won't give you extra grades. But later in your future, these kind of abilities, these kind of things, this kind of logic.
Seen this guy.
But I can tell you, for example, later on you will see why it was so important to me, the organizers. But I start winning competitions. And when I say competition, like for example, the local competition, I won 3 times. It's one of the best. It's called Young Innovators. I don't know, whatever. I won it 3 times, and I can tell you that every time they give you money, but they're like, just order stuff. You have a budget, and we buy, and it's yours. And
so they fund you.
Yeah, and
that's really good.
I step up. Like the first year, I went with the idea of my friends, but the next year, I used the money for my idea. I step up. The next year, I used money for a massive idea. The massive idea was that 2014, 2015, a realized idea of a smart sign, traffic sign. You have so many LEDs. Thank you, mom. Thank you also other people that were programming with me. Thank you all the friends of my mom that helped me with drilling and doing stuff. As I said, I'm a really bad mechanic guy. We made a sign. There are so many LEDs. And as a white slave, I was welding each LED. By the way, there are like 600 LEDs. And that was like a massive snake. Like, just imagine, like everywhere cables. And you should orientate yourself. Which cable is for what? Doesn't matter.
Cable management.
Yeah, cable management 0. Welcome. And I continue, because even if you make them, these fancy strips or whatever, it's really hard. But doesn't matter. I just make cables. I just put Raspberry, whatever. We program it in a way that can know the traffic. And if the traffic is high, it's changing the speed. For example, if you have traffic jam, it's not changing the speed up. It's changing the speed down to make a clock. No, to make a clock. And after that, it's making it up in order to start like driving more and more and more. This is a Dutch way. And I figured out that I invented the Dutch way, even like before I thought that there is a Dutch way.
They have really big issue with huge, they have really good infrastructure, like 5 or 6 lanes, but it's clogged, man. If you think that Sofia is clogged,
They make it by purpose because when you clock it and they're just going slow, and after that when you speed it up, it's like a champagne. You just pump it, and after that it's really, really, really fast. I know that it's really unlogical, but they just did simulations, and after so many years I figured out that it's for real this. But another
So
thing,
that's linked to like human mentality, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
yeah, another thing was if it's snowy, it's minus 20 degrees, it's putting automatically the limit down because this is automatic sign. If it's like good enough, then you have normal, and after that you have also a panel that you're changing this. By the way, I was 15, 16-year-old when we built
And
this.
those the sensors are connected to. Do they have an idea of the?
You had sensors inside
Mhm.
the sign. They're like for pressure, temperature,
What about
humidity,
the
and
road
everything.
and all that?
They didn't have for the road,
Mm.
but of course, if humidity is 100 and you have, let's say,
Minus degree,
yeah,
then
yeah,
it's-
most
yeah.
probably it will be.
It can be predicted.
Another thing was that it was using API,
Oh,
just to just figure out API. Wow, before so many years, but yes, it was using also API. Also behind this, sorry for for the non-technical people, it had Django panel,
Mhm.
it had controlling panels, it had APIs, it had so many
fancy
many.
stuff.
Yeah, but like for a kid competition for
Yeah,
teen
yeah,
innovators,
You really
You're
put in a
killing
lot of-
them.
Yeah, absolutely.
and that was my final time that I went there. I win the competition, and I said, okay, I will try to use them or whatever, or just give them to other person. I don't remember what happened then, but I say, yeah, I'm stopping now.
But so
Like with this competition,
Mhm.
and I continue with other. We had international competition.
did you use the same idea on the international level, or did you?
I tried
Okay.
with the same. It was really, really selling well, and I was winning. In some moment, I reached Romanian competitions, and that was the really nice, interesting, because first year I won 1 gold, and I was like, yes, 1 gold out of 11 categories. It's perfect. Then the next year, we organized a bigger team. My classmates, other people. Of course, I was the only guy who is doing. I even bring people for beauty because, last
Now
time
it's
they
you.
bring me for beauty. Let's
Yeah.
this time bring them for international beauty.
And by the way, giving back to the community, this is something that's really important. Once you get really good, appreciate where you came from, and try to give back to the community the same way other people provided you with a chance. It's really good.
I also had really bad English, and they had really good English. It's really good giving back also.
It's
to
a good
me.
trade, yeah.
Yes, I know that I'm speaking really fast and like a lot now, but before that was like ooga booga nooga. But yes, we went there. The second year, it was it was killing. We had like 2-3 golds, and after that we went with my parents, with also classmates, like 2 cars with students, with teacher and my parents. We went there. I was with 3 boxes. It was funny. I'm just going there, and they're like in small village, but they're like over the country. But it's like a small village. It's not the biggest competitions because the biggest are in Bucharest, and we are like nearby. We are in Orshova. It's like a really small nearby Serbia and these kind of things. We're going there. I'm already knowing. I know the organizer. I'm like, hey, Mihai, what's up? And this kind of things. I already start speaking a bit, and the guy even didn't think that I can speak the last 2 years, and now I can say hi and what's up. It's new level. And now I'm just going there, putting like 2 boxes, putting 3rd box. I start opening, and it's like Romanians like. What the fuck is going on? He's prepared. I can tell you that in that moment, I want half of the whole competition.
Yeah.
And another half, I want 2nd and 3rd place. I want every possible category from, like, depends of, is it 1st, is it 3rd? And if I see that I can win only 1 place, then I bring from my minions, I say, this is yours. And then we win 2 places. And we continue. And I just decided that this time, I would just wreck everybody. I just want to see what is the potential, what is the maximum. Let's blow them up.
Yeah.
And yes, and
You overtook the competition.
they even gave medals to my parents, and my parents still joking that this is the first medal ever in the world for having sex and creating something. But the next step was world competitions.
So basically, because you have come that prepared, you don't need to convince the people about your passion. It just the moment you see it, you just know.
I was fighting in all the categories, from freestyle to, for example, sumo. Of course, you cannot confess to somebody. You should.
You need to win.
Yeah, you need to win. For line falling, you need to win. And I was like really into it in that year. And after that, we went to world competition.
So the sumo is the most competitive because it's really hard. I mean, all of them are really hard. All of them have like something about them, but about the sumo you can't really.
Before the year, like now, you can find so much information and how to make them. I can tell you, I was searching hopeless to find information in order to build them because it was really hard for me. I'm really thankful for so many people because there are so many teachers, so many students,
I call them
and
giants. Standing on the shoulders of giants.
Yeah, and they were just helping them. They're giving me free parts. They were just helping. Even there was like one small school nearby Biała, like nearby Rusy. They just give me whole free robot, and they're like, "Yeah, learn, and we will give you even more later." And yeah, it was really
Shout
helpful.
Out to Biała.
Yes, and like we really continue this, and they really helped me. But in some moments, I'll tell you what was later. You say giant, but I will tell you what will change. It's world competition. World competition, you have between 6 and 9 months to prepare. It's a big investment.
Have you ever won a world competition?
No.
Okay.
But we will find a sponsor because the kit is like between 2,000 and 5,000 euros to buy it. It's
At
really
minimum.
Yeah, and we find somebody that was studying in our school, now he has a company, whatever. He really liked to give us money.
By the way, this is something that once we start generating some money, we would like to start sponsoring such events, such teams. It would be really.
By the way, I just want to say like a huge thank you to absolutely every organization and individual that feels motivated to support little kids like this, like teenagers. Anybody
it changes
that is,
lives.
Yeah.
Literally,
you don't need money for this, and I can show you later.
Well, then we can.
Literally, you don't need a lot of money, like or any at the beginning.
Yes, but let's say that you have come to a place where next steps is a world event, and you're standing against in order to
or
have
you
a
just
chance,
want to make your own project, for instance,
Let me give you an example.
Yeah.
You go on a competition, and you're on a German. We were academic rowers. And you go on a German boat that your grandparents trained on it, and you're going on a competition against Empacher, which
Bergemann
is like,
versus Stempfli, basically.
For example, a newest boat with the best rows and everything. It's like, money is really important.
It helps. So thank you to everybody.
Thank you, really.
That shares this with, So
we just built a team. It was not my decision or something. The teacher, we already have a club. We already have so many people in the club, and she started building a team. She just put some people from lower grades than us, and it was funny because it's happy, it's funny in some moment, but we also have a little bit drama because you're like 5 people. Of course, you have
somebody's doing less, somebody's doing more.
But we didn't have mentor. Other teams had a mentor that was programming mentor. We had a physics teacher that really liked to do these things and really try to support. Like she couldn't do anything else instead of like organizing and administration and stuff. We are really bad at this thing, but we somehow manage it to work and manage it to make it. And all the parents subsidize the whole traveling. My parents came with me again. We went there.
Where was it?
Vienna,
okay.
And we went there. We started unpacking. We were sleeping in the consul of Bulgaria. Like my teacher made this.
But we have a story like this from Paris.
It's a very different story though. Anyway.
The interesting thing that was the good timing was the Oktoberfest was there also, and these kind of things.
Oktoberfest.
We are 11th grade, by the way. In our country, they start drinking at 13.
Did you abuse?
I will tell you the story. The funny thing was that our programmer, I don't know how, but he really fucked the code. He even lost the code, some of it.
Oh,
And the interesting
how
is
did
that
you lose the code?
I don't know.
It
but
was during Oktoberfest.
I didn't know.
No.
I didn't know it was even possible.
Yeah, but you know, like you have microcontroller, you just upload it to the microcontroller, then you cannot extract the code from the microcontroller because you're, 16 and you don't know shit about anything, and this is really hard task. Doesn't matter, he forgets and he did. And the interesting thing is that we decided in some moments that we will be really smart and doing some stuff. It didn't happen. But I just say, one of my best friends, in that moment, best friend, I say, okay, everything is fucked. Tomorrow is the competition. We went
just shit face.
No.
Shit face on the
No. We went there.
That's
you see,
my thinking process.
no, we went there. There's like they're preparing, and the Austrian team, German team, French, whatever, they really, and even there was another Bulgarian team, and their teachers are programmers, really like wanna be the best and game changer things, and they're like even the teacher were programming. And we are guys that we don't have any code. We can just straight line with our robot, nothing else. And there's challenge. Put this ball here, make it this, open this, put more balls here. And they're giving you extra points for everything. And I was like, okay, we're fucked. It's nice. Can you print the points? Okay, nice. I was team leader and I was like, okay, we're really fucked. Let's see how we can hard code as much as possible and make as much as possible points without anything else, but to be hardcore to the precision, like not good coding. It's make step 30 seconds, make step 30 seconds, turn left 10 degrees or whatever.
My point is, so how long does it take for you to do that on the spot, and how long it is the actual competition itself? It's a couple of days, it's a week?
One second, we will go to the point. You need to prepare between 6 and 9 months. We figure out that the Austrian had the kids 3 months, like more. This means are 9 to 12 months they had. We have 6 to 9 because of financial possibilities. And we had really fucked up. This is like a 6-9 months disappearing of work. And I decided to make as much more points as like possible. But some of my colleagues and some of my teammates say, I'm for first time in Vienna. I just look at Vienna. And it's like,
let's
smart.
just be a tourist.
We watch a little bit and starts to get dark. And I just talk to my parents and talk to my friends. Like, just give me a case of beer. Bring it to the top that we are living there in the living room. Bring some stuff to eat a little bit. I want one guy to be a debugger, like a real life debugger, because you're hardcore, like hard coding. This means you cannot just go there, put the robot there, measure where it is. Somebody should be your slave. And I was like, I need one. I want one.
Somebody should be the hand.
I want one slave.
You're a brain. You're building the body.
I want one night and drink the whole night. Till the moment that you're like drunk. The next, like we're sleeping, like we're programming whole night. We are drinking. They went there. They were just helping us. After that, our teammates go there. Whatever they went tourists. My parents were like going out and stuff. We drink and program. That's the only thing that we do. We are 16 and we drink and program. Nothing else. The next morning, it's starting to be competition. This means you should test.
The next morning, the robot does this.
Yes. Yes. And asking you for more beer. Yes, exactly. I even didn't have memory what I did program, but it was really good and really good hardcore. Doesn't matter. We go there and we should test our robot. We should prepare, this is the first things that you should prepare before the real competition. You should prepare. Yeah, of course, we just touch some stuff. I just make a plan what is the best. We program, my teammates was like, let's help. I was like, you cannot help about my drinking problem already. But we continue. We start the competition. Of course, some people are killing. Some people are like really good. In first competition, because you have 3 rounds. First round, 9th place. And I was like, 9th place out of 16 for one drinking night. No, really impressive. Then they say, okay, now you fix the code, you have testing fields, and after that you come back for second field, and you have different competitors. Because there's one competition, another country competition, and you're fighting. And I'm like, okay, we fix some stuff, just find more points, we just change. 6th place. What the fuck?
You're getting better.
Yeah, and they're like, no, here the for loop is really bad. No, while loop. And I was like, why, what? No, we don't have shit. You're like 100 lines of code. We are hard coding like crazy. If one line is fucked, then your whole set is dead.
Yeah.
Because you don't have for loops, you don't have functions. We are like, no, we don't know programming. We are really easy. We just put lines of code, nothing else. And like even after that, the coaches, like one of the assessment team, just want to see our code, and we're like, no. Our code is really, really good.
No need to check.
Short story, I don't remember which place we won, but it was like 4th or 5th place in the world with 1 day of drinking and 1 day of semi-drinking because they didn't allow beers. And of course, somebody smuggle you a juice, and after that you smuggle you a beer, and after that it's okay.
I mean, it's Oktoberfest after all. It's not like...
Yeah, outside it's Oktoberfest, but you're in Technical University of Vienna. It's really not a drinking career. But it was funny. We won some place, and in some moment I was like, really, like, they spent 12 months. I'm not really good. Like, I didn't do good job with the coding. I was not really like thinking that I'm doing good job. I realized it, but I supposed to summarize 6-9 months in one night. But I didn't give up, and it was really hard because all the drama and stuff when something happened.
What I really admire in this case is that is basically you follow the basic rule of adapt, overcome, and try to do the best with what you have, because things break, plans don't work out, and things change in the last moment, and you have to be creative, and you have to find a workaround.
Yeah, but this is almost like alcoholism, but you should add drink in the middle.
I mean, it's not like you have done that for every competition. It's just, but also, how old were you? Like 16,
17.
Yeah, I mean, come on. It's absolutely normal, in my own opinion, to be silly. I don't think this is a mistake. I think it's a life lesson.
No, I started conversation with my father in that moment, and he was like, "Are you really want to do this more?" And I was like, "It's funny, but it's getting easier." And he was like, "Maybe it's time to retire." And I was like, "Maybe it's really time." I went to several competitions. The friend that you say
after that,
but I start going to competition like since I'm 16. I started like 6 months, 1 year to go competitions for students, bachelor and master students, and I was not the best, but kicking their asses in so many categories. And
so
I realized
you were
that
a teenager and they were students.
And I realized maybe it's time to retire. And what you do when you retire? You say, you give up, and say, I start making so many I start going to so many international competitions that in some moment I stopped going to national and other because I'm supposed to give opportunity to everybody else. I know that sounds silly, but when you take it 3 years, like by row, so many people give up.
No, it makes sense. It's like a world champion to come to your Republican championship. It's there. What's the purpose? Like, you will beat everybody. There's nothing to prove.
By the way,
there's nothing
people.
To prove.
By the way, so first of all, he's a Bulgarian. He's from the country. So if he wanted to do it, he would do it.
I even had offer from I think Denmark. If I don't, I had one offer from Denmark just to start competing, like to be a competitor. Yeah, they say, no problem, we pay, we do everything. You're Danish from now.
Yeah.
I won several competitions, and I had one award. And 1 award, I went to the French consul, and the consul was like, first, I had really, really tough time of making me official and eating properly and be a royal. But I went there, and he was basically saying this. Now, after 2 years, you're graduating. When you graduate, how you imagine your future? I was really shocked. And he said, we offer you something else. In some moments, you're 18. You can change. You can be French. We offer you. They have something called Sorbonne. Mm-hmm. It's one of the best
It's the highest basically.
It's basically like the league in
It's
USA.
It's
And
like
say we pay you everything. Don't worry. I was like, I barely know English. Then
have you ever heard the
French.
term brain leak? It's
Yeah.
basically
And he was
exactly-
like, don't worry about the French. You have private lessons all the time, even if you want from now.
they give you everything.
You don't. He was like, yeah, but my parents, I don't. Don't worry about that. We pay you everything. The only thing that we want, you're French. Everything. I was like, I don't. I want to be Bulgarian. I was like, no, don't worry. We'll figure out this. Everything that you develop from now on, it's French. That's the only term. Like we pay you education, we pay you living, we pay you everything. The only term that we have, it's French. This means we will teach you French. We will teach you everything. You're going there. You're speaking French. You say this is innovation. I did it here. They support me, and whatever. You're French from now on. I was like, yeah, but it's so expensive about components. About laboratory and stuff. No problem. Depends on your years. Depends on your knowledge. We'll
They
make
cover
your
everything.
robots.
Yes.
They cover everything. Just don't worry. Like, yeah, I'll think about it, but I don't like that much the idea and stuff. And
It made you you felt uncomfortable with the idea of doing it for another country, or what was it?
It's both. Like, you.
But at the same time, you're like.
I don't want to fully sound nationalistic, but also just imagine that you're 16 and somebody say, no problem with money, no problem with education, no problem with other country. Oh, your parents, no problem.
It
we'll
sounds
find
like
a job.
human trafficking.
It sounds a little bit like trying. It's
Only
scary.
condition is you're not Bulgarian anymore.
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah.
No,
Only
but-
condition is
No,
that.
no, you like in some moment when I start discussing with other, you cannot discuss with him directly, but discussing and they say, you can say that you're from Bulgarian origin, but you're a French citizen.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Mm.
But in your innovation, we will say French. They won't say, Bulgarian origin. No, they won't say this.
You cannot really judge the people who make the choice because, as you can see, they provide you with everything. Your life is secured. They want your brain. Your brain is their property.
Yeah, that's a proof of your value overall.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I start like my retirement process. My teacher really didn't like this. I started having problems at school, like a lot of problems, because also the boss of the school, like before, they changed it afterwards, but she really wanted
By the way,
me to...
can we like take a quick break here?
Yeah.
You want to do like a quick break here?
Okay, yeah.
For like, we're going to do like this, and then we're going to be back, and that's going to be it, okay?
Okay.
Stop whatever you're doing. Don't leave. We have a small and short break right now. I know that it has been a little bit above 1 hour and a half. This is an incredibly interesting conversation, and we are going to continue for almost, I think, 1 more hour, right? So if you like what you're seeing and if you like the content, please support the channel, subscribe to us, comment down below, like if you want. But overall, if you don't have the time right now to continue this specific episode, save it for later, because Dimitar has some incredibly interesting topics that he wants to share info on and experience. You want to say anything?
You pretty much summed it up perfectly.
All right, and thank you so much for the patience. Thank you so much for watching. Cheers for now. Okay, welcome back. Sorry about that.
Human needs.
Maintenance of robotic parts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we cannot really focus without, Yeah.
We were
So-
just talking about my retirement on age of 60, about in competitions. And when I retired, my teacher was really not happy, and the head of the school was like, she was really not happy. But it was different. They changed it later, and they start making me really, really, really tough time, because in some moment they're like, oh, you are not in school, so you have so many absence. And I'm
Suddenly they start
and I'm like-
focusing.
Yeah, because I was in competitions. And she was like, yeah, but you didn't continue. You don't want to continue. I was like, yes, I don't want. And it
So
was
basically, you were providing a lot of value because your name is connected to their school, and since you stopped going to
we're
those
technical
competitions,
school. We're technical school. In some
Yeah.
moment, when you have so many hours in short period of 3 years, you're like starting to be addicted.
yeah.
As me, being addicted to competitions.
But they were kind of blindfolded until you
Of
decided,
course.
yeah.
Of course, and they're like, okay, if you don't go to competition, start teaching our like young students. I was like, yeah, I want to start studying abroad, and I really want to concentrate on studying English, because my English was like terrible. It was like A2 English, and I had one agreement. Yeah, I know that it's not for podcast, but I had one agreement with one student of my class. He's making my English exams. I'm making him my like the math exams, and it was like, exchanging knowledge. And in some moment, I supposed to really do this if I want to study abroad, and they really didn't like it. And I had really tough time, and I started talking with my parents and say, I figured out something. I have tough times. When I come back to Bulgaria, it's worse than before. Like, because I was really going to competitions, internationally, and also with Vienna and stuff, and I see what is the difference. I see that there's not that much interest because there's not that much money. There's not that much competitions. There was only one big competition.
What are you talking about? About
here?
About
here.
Bulgaria,
Okay.
the local
Here, and
environment.
we had only one called Roboliga or Robo League. And
Actually, I've seen marketing for that.
I was there also competition, I was joining them, and in some moments, I saw that I'm not that bad compared to the university students. I'm not the top level, but I can win third and second place somehow. And in some moment, I decided, okay, I really like this. I really want to do something.
So that was the moment.
Let's start organization. I start speaking with different organizers.
Hold up. I thought that's the moment you decide to go to university, not like to start your own organization.
I decided because of that I told you let's get more and more local, and I decided
props for the thought.
It's just
Well, let me bump one.
I had some money left from the competitions, because sometimes you're winning money. Also, my parents were enough crazy to say, why not? We can invest also in your idea. And the big massive organization of me, my mama and papa, we started. And I started speaking with different organizers, because I already knew the ecosystem. I already knew all the competitions, all the schools and everything. Mm-hmm. And some moments I went and started speaking with Softoni and with
Nakov.
And he said, we have Softoniada. Let's just put it aside and just...
By the way, like, what the hell, like, super huge props to your mom and dad, if we haven't said it like so many times from the beginning, because do you see what happens when you support your kid in his endeavors and you give him full freedom from the youngest age possible, and then you continue doing that as he grows older and older and older? Do you see like how, like, what big of an expansion you can have into his life, and how much this person can contribute to society, like
to other kids,
just supporting your own kid, and realizing what his strengths are and what motivates him. Like, that's I don't see it all the time. I don't see it in many places, and just like really
and like one of the things that I missed is that in some moment I started to be a teacher to summer camps, robotics teachers, and my topic of teaching was how to make from everything electronics. This means from your clippers, foil, like whatever you want you have in your house to make electronics. And my parents was like letting me going with organizations, and for example the rest of the teachers was 20 plus. They were like university students, and the funny thing is that you cannot party and you cannot include one of the teachers, and he's 16, and I was drinking all the time with them. And it was so cool, because like you're around 20 something year olds and you're like, and I met these guys. They offer me this kind of job or whatever several times, because I was in their competition and I won it. And as I told you before, you start chatting with your like people and like with your, for example, jury, and with your organization. And in that way, I just had this opportunity.
You created a network.
In some moment when I started the organization, I figured out, I know most of the organization, I know most of the competitions, I know most of the students and everything. I make my first organization in Softoni. It was okay, not the biggest, not the smartest, and it's not failure.
But it's a good start. It's always, that's why
I can tell you that I had 10 volunteers as a staff and personnel that I didn't pay.
But that's like huge.
I had a whole massive, like half of the building of Softoni was mine, loud building. I wasn't prepared for hundreds, more than hundreds, 200 people. They came 20, 30.
Oh.
But I was prepared like for massive amount. I had t-shirts, I had branding, I had business cards, I have posters, I had sponsors. Like
that's such a nice experience, man. You know,
I-
that's such a valuable
Yeah,
experience.
I even went to National Palace of Culture, and I was 16 with my parents, and I said, yeah, I just want to hire it. And the guy was like, well, let's see, and you'll see the price, and you'll see. And I decided that there is no good investment for this. I better find a free way. But yeah, that was my first thought was that fuck it, let's go big. But I decided okay, let's go small and relatively small and continue.
So on the national level, it wasn't so popular at the time.
No, I was not that popular because are you like okay to be a teacher like 40 plus and there's 16-year-old boy that you or 17 in that was I was 17 in that moment. That's in the past 2 years you were to competitions and it was like this small kid there, the small kid, and now you're saying, come here to my competition.
Yeah, I mean, you're asking the wrong person because I would be totally fine. Because I myself
but a lot of those people that he's describing, from what I've heard, it's like they kind of have this stale mentality. You know, I don't want to say like old ways because I'm not so much into that, but they have their own mentality that's it's all about the hierarchy and all about that stuff.
But the funny thing is that I started organizing. I didn't give up. I organized another thing. I started co-organizing, and the funny thing is that in the first year of my organization, I was co-organizer of RoboLiga. The biggest one.
Nice.
Does this mean another 1 year? And under 1 year, I started to be a co-organizer. Then I start meeting people like there's Anton Poliski with the drones from United Drone Community.
Yeah.
I meet him. He just called me and he said, "Yeah."
Back then.
Yeah.
Polinsky.
Anton Poliski, and he was like, "Yeah. We are this and this. We want, we have one big event in Ring Mall. We fly there. We're trying to find a stage, a second event. Can we join?" I was like, "You're calling me to join?" Of course. How much you want? What you want?
He's such a humble guy, man.
Yeah.
And I was like, "What you want?" This and this and this and this and this. I was like, "Perfect. Do you want awards?" He was like, "Good idea. Do you have money?" I was like, "No, but I can find." And I was like, "Okay. Buy small drones for like hours." And he was like, "Yeah, I'll bring contestants like for the flying drones. We will make this, and we start like really building."
Yeah.
The funny thing is that I stopped having problems at school. Do you know why? Because the robot team started competing in my competition, and now I was the organizer and giving the.
You have power now.
Yes, now I had power. They didn't do anything about me, and at the beginning they were like still doing some stuff, still not doing. But after I start cooperating with Row League, they were like, "Okay, it's not a good point. That's we should figure out something.
We shouldn't be on the other side."
Yeah, and they start like behaving friendly, and then I was like, "Okay, if you behave friendly, then I will behave friendly and I will help you." But still, in some moment we start making more and more events. We start joining more and more stuff, and in some moment I decided like there's people from Russia from the team, and there's like there's one guy called Simeon. He's like around 50-ish.
50.
Yeah, and has 2 daughters, and he was like really dealing with electronics and so on. There's teachers, and he was building in his hobby, but these cars was like amazing. He's like 50 with 30 years experience in electronics. He was like, whoa. And same time, he was like, it's not his kid starts winning the competitions, but that these cars are not theirs. There's so many logic. And you think, the guy will keep boosting his kids. He made free kits for everybody. In the next competition,
that's so great.
He gifted everybody a free kit. And that was a lot of big boost because he, as I said before the story, there is a person that gave me a kit that boosted me before. That was the person that boosted me before.
Oh, wow.
And he boosted
Props
again.
to you, man. Really
And
great,
I decided...
Great example for everyone.
I decided, YOLO, let's do it in bigger scale. And I was like, how much money you want? Let's try to make it in bigger scale. And we start giving more and more and more. Also, the technical university help us, and we start giving more and more and more kits.
I hope there are more people with that capacity that are willing to do such a thing.
And the funny thing was that I had 1 year or 1 year and a half, almost 2 years, difference between me going to competition in technical university as a student, high school student, competing with university students, till the moment that I was co-organizing of the event and be a jury. It was like a massive difference because I figured out that the whole time I could cross the border, but I should not think about competition. I should think about management, logistic, money, and
the business
kind of
side,
things, and business side,
the
and
organization.
Yeah, it was like really, really hard. And
I mean, it makes sense because this is an event and it requires a lot of organizing, a lot of people to be involved. If you want to scale up.
Yeah, I believe that this is probably, and we're not going too much into this here. Maybe you could say like 2 words, but I believe that probably, I mean, I can see it in you. You have, I can see that if you're searching for investors or you want to work it with an organization on a certain project or on like a competition or anything, I see that your authenticity is going first of all to help you a lot to do that. But then the second thing is I can see that you're actually going for it. Like a lot of, I feel like this is going to be one of the main areas of business that would stop young entrepreneurs from doing anything. And this is basically having the capacity to gather investments, having the capacity to get partnerships,
to be resourceful.
The interesting thing is that we were, let's say, 10, 15 people, like core really good friends. And for example, I don't know, maybe people know MLX. I will make a good advertisement because these are the guy who...
MLX.
M, Q, like a Y, like a year, X, the new startup. We were really good, like they really support me because they're from the mathematical high school. They were just going competitions with me. Sometimes I kick their asses, sometimes they kick my ass with the team. And after that, in some moments, when I made this organization, they were always going to my competitions. Even if there are no people, they just call other people just to join me, just to have more people. And they're really smart. By the way, their startup, it's already million. They invested several millions in Bulgaria.
Several millions.
Yeah, last
really
year.
Good.
And yeah, from the whole group, I'm the only one, not only one, from the small percentage that are not millionaires till now, that we are robotics contestant before 10 years or 8 years.
But if you had that as a purpose, as a goal of yours, would it be different?
Yeah, it will be. If you make it for the money, it will be different. But I was making it for the fun.
I feel like if you make it for the money, you would be much more susceptible to giving up.
No, I'm not saying that I don't want the money. I still do want money.
I know.
Because somehow you should survive and I eat a lot.
No, and you deserve to be successful, in short. We can say it like this as well.
Yeah, but if you buy more expensive toys, it's getting more interesting. It's just a cycle. And more and more and more. But yeah, it's not like the whole thing. It was, I just wanted, I didn't know what is the world outside of this community, to be honest, like, because I was in some moment that much in competitions. Yeah, I was also knowing my high school and also my friends in high school, but they were also nerd and geeks as me. In some moment, you don't know any other reality that much. You're stuck
in a balloon.
There. Yeah. And yeah, this with the competitions is getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and as much you're winning, you're as much pumping the balloon.
This is something that I said during our Bulgarian podcast. Do you remember that you have to outgrow yourself to break the environment, the balloon that you're, in order for you to start believing in something big and start aiming big, you have to grow out of this balloon, if you remember that.
The funny thing is that, do you know, when you're big, it's not about age experience.
It's about mind.
No, it's not only. Also this, we start organizing these events and I'm like 17 and they start more and more people. And the first thing that my parents had a call, it's threatening.
It's what?
Threatening from another guy that was organizing.
To have threats against you.
Yeah, okay. Another guy that we should stop doing this because he has competitions and stuff, and there's some people that start going to my competitions and they stop going to his competitions, and I don't want to say anything like in detail and mention names. It was part of governmental institution. this means then you are a threat. You're 17, but you're a threat for somebody.
That's like so dumb, you know.
And the guy was like 40, 50
But
plus.
it's really serious.
And
Yo,
he was,
It's really
Like
serious. though.
if you had like to that guy, if you had like half a brain, you would just partner with him, and you can do like a much bigger thing.
it's
you know.
funny because
Not even part. If you had like 1% remaining brain cell, you would go
Just
for
partner,
Yeah.
just help, just talk together.
Just know.
Obviously, the
Part
guy
of the
is smarter
process.
and knows more. And even if that's not the
yeah, but
if
you're
that's
taking
not
a
the case.
salary. You're taking a salary for doing this, and this small idiot is doing everything because of the sake of. Yeah, it's funny. Let's make bigger.
so go partner and learn from him. You know?
It reminds me of Graham Hancock and how he threatens the whole society of archaeologists
Yeah.
and all that because he
and they stop his works and they also
they
threaten
started
him.
to threaten him, to sabotage him, to hit his reputation and all that. It can be brutal. I mean, did that happen to you in a way?
That was the first step, and I was like, should I give up or not? And my parents were like, yeah, welcome to the adult life, and this is your first threatening. Just accept it. Just figure out how to deal emotionally or whatever, and just continue. And I was like, yeah, but he knows where I am, he knows where I live, he knows where I study, and my parents like, and I also want, and I also know, and I also know everything about you.
And by the way, for anybody that's using such a strategy, like we all know, man, it's not working, you know. we all know this type of a strategy to go against anybody. We all know this type of like stories or sabotaging, you know, in a certain way. We know, like, that's why it's not working, and that's why actually the other person is gonna become more successful. So just like learn a little bit more to work together and to be a little bit more generous.
Yeah.
No, it's not
This
going
way-
to work. This is not communism anymore, man. Come on.
Even during communism would be a little bit better.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, like in that moment I start going to like events because they start inviting me. I went to the something called As Ingineret. It was I the engineer or whatever, and I had like a lecture
I
about
the engineer,
yeah,
me the engineer, or something like that.
me the engineer, I the engineer. I don't know how it should be
So,
perfectly.
yeah.
And I make a presentation
Mhm.
about how to be creative because I was doing some automation or trying to do some automation for one manufacturer nearby Pernik, and I was 16, 17, and I was just giving my opinion about creative, like how you can be creative, how you can find solution, how you can integrate the solution in the manufacturer, because they did integrate my solution, and in these kind of things, and
In the manufacturing process.
yeah, it
On a
was
supply line, or
yeah.
that's great, man. Props.
And in some moment I started to think about startups because I figured out, this is something that it's getting big. Let's go. And, the organization was going okay. Like we had several events, but, you cannot make them every month. It was like twice a year. And it's really hard work. Like if you think that one event it's organized 2 months before that, no, it's 6 to 9 months before your event that you attend. And I make a genius startup idea, a colorblind application. You have a plugin. There was no. I know everybody will say, "Oh, there's options now," but there was nothing then. You make a plugin for a Chrome browser or whatever, Opera, and then you make a test, and it's recognizing your color blindness. There's like 4 types, and monochromia, it's like the type that you see only black and white. Everything else can be corrected with some filtering. And for example, if you want to see the tomato, you see it, let's say, green tomato, and the tomato is red. Then I make the tomato purple or whatever blue. Then you see it normally red.
I have some form of that. I don't know which one exactly, but I figured it out when I was applying to the French Foreign Legion, and they gave me a test that I had to recognize some numbers in different colors.
It's same test,
and they were invisible to me. Some of them.
It's Dalton test because this is Daltonism is coming from the name Dalton, and this is the colorblind, and you have like 3 types of color blindness. Like the 4th one is monochromia.
I think I couldn't see something like red and green, but I mean I can see them, but when they are in a combination of different colors around them, it's really difficult to recognize them. And
now we will start with the waves. we were till now going up. We have like a small wave about the school and stuff, but we also a small wave of threatening. But by the age, this wave and the amplitude of the waves getting bigger. And I started this, and I was still studying. I supposed to learn in 2 years. Meanwhile, I'm organizing this stuff. From A1, A2 English, I should go to B1, B2 and take IELTS. And for the people that doesn't take IELTS, bless God, that you didn't see this certificate and these things. It's terrible. It's not about English. It's about how you deal with the certificate in the English.
Yeah,
But
I got the IELTS.
it's really, really bad. Normally, people are like studying for 2 years only to take the certificate.
Yeah.
And I went, first of all, I went to all type of, as I said, the high school. Now it's the second time. I went to all type of small schools or preparing centers. And I told them, hey, I don't know English almost. I want in 2 years to have IELTS. And they start laughing. And I was like, yeah, I totally understand. And then my parents, I asked them and they say, yeah, it's your problem. Just fix it. And back then, my girlfriend's mom helped me and was going with me. And we went to one academy, and there was one really these royalty teachers, you see respect in the eyes. You see, I will take this respect. And the only thing, she was a little bit like reacting like mafia. She was like, okay, I accept you. There's only one term. You promise me to study. I was like, till now, nobody wanted me, even giving them money. It's like, of course. So, no, you don't understand me. If you don't make progress, in the next month, you won't be here. And I was like,
On this planet.
okay. And she's like, no, you don't understand me. And I was like, okay, please explain me more. You won't be in any educational center. I promise you. I was like, good start. I promise I'll study, no problem. I kicked my ass off studying. I told you that I was traveling 2 hours, but still I was living in this educational center. Like literally, the cleaning lady in some moment was giving me keys just to lock and put it under the door, because I was literally living after school there. Like either organizing or making projects, or just living and breathing the stupid English all the time. And yeah, that was a good opportunity that she gave me. And now every time I'm going to her and she's so proud, and she's like, yeah, you're from our boys, you're my kid. And I'm like, yeah, this didn't sound at the beginning like this, but yeah, it's good. But yeah.
I do appreciate not eliminating me.
Yes, exactly. Like she was doing miracles. But some moment I make this startup, but I didn't have the knowledge. As I said, I'm not the best programmer. I contact one guy with startup. I don't want to mention the name. He was doing something with visual and blue screen stuff. And after that, he said, okay, I will help you. I was like, yeah, this is the article that I'm reading. This is what I make the code. This is kind of design. He was like, yeah, I know more. I have 10,000 or whatever, how many users he had. I have this and this. He was really promoting hard. It's like, okay, let's continue. And he helped me a little bit. I make the design. He just polished some code and stuff. Okay. And he was like, yeah, I'll onboard one business guy and one PR. Okay. And they just be onboarded. They were from Pernik. And I was like, nice, they're nearby. Cool. And some moments we start making, it was almost good done. We had several conversations. In some moments before my exams on 12th grade and before my IELTS, it was really stressed. You were applying for schools and stuff. And these boys just was like, yeah, do you want you to drop you to your village? I was like, thank you. I don't want to go with the bus. It's nice. And we went there and they were sitting in the car and say, yeah, I just wanted to say that we are really sorry. And I was like, sorry about what? It's like, yeah, we registered a company without you about this. We will charge money. I was like, yeah, normally I didn't think about charging money. I was thinking about monetization, but these kind of things, I was really vague with
so
monetization.
they took your idea.
You didn't know the business aspects of starting a business and how to monetize your ideas, and you didn't know those stuff back then.
Yeah, I only had Jewish heart, loving money, nothing else.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
no,
loved-
not joking about this, but still, I was like, like you're 17, 18, but you're still a kid. Like
Yeah.
financially, you're and
but-
everything.
Very few. I mean, you have to study that in order at that age.
You need
to-
experience.
you need-
It's
yeah.
not like
my
studying.
parents
Yeah.
always explain me like my parents has company from a while, and they were always part I was part of this company. Let's say when they have some decisions and stuff, and when I ask, hey, can you explain? They explain the decision, the big thing and fundamental thing. They always explain, but in some moment, you're naive. You're really naive. They like the school try to fuck you up like before several months. Something happened, and you see good guys, and you really want to believe that.
You want to believe in good.
Yeah, you had threatening before several months. You have this trying to find English course and try to tell to the guy, hey, in 2 years I'll really speak English. Please help. I will give you all my money. And sometimes you're really, really trying to believe that they're really good. And they really pretended really well. The point is that, they say, okay, this is and this and this, and I couldn't react. I figured out after that they start selling my software. They rebranded, of course, fully rebranded.
But they didn't work with you at all from that point.
We didn't have any
Fuck you.
conversation.
Fuck those guys.
We didn't have any.
Fuck those guys.
No, don't. One is the ex-mayor of Pernik now.
Oh my goodness,
no,
man.
It's perfect. No, don't
It's
make
one
it
of
like
those
this.
that I can see on the news.
No. And
Just so you
Come
know,
on, man.
he should feel threatened.
That's like
no, but
No,
like
of course, I'm
it
joking.
was really hard time. I had even really bad time because I didn't take my IELTS from first time, and it was like really dead. Like the whole thing was down because the whole thing happened, threatening and stuff, and
I feel something in me brewing.
yeah, and the whole and
I
the
need
whole
my cigarette.
and the whole thing was
Mute
like,
me.
and the whole thing was that, you everything is ruined. You should pass again the exam, otherwise you cannot go. And because you should apply beforehand you graduate, in order the applications from the abroad university to give back, and you just apply the certificates and you're pass.
mhm.
But meanwhile, I start receiving declines at the same time. And it was like full mode depression and really bad. I even had, and still have, this is for my whole life, gastritis on nerve. Yeah, unlocks a lot now. And this kind of things. Like it was really, really, really bad. But I don't know how, like all my friends, my parents, everybody, I don't know, something break in me and I continue doing. In some moment I was like, yeah, nothing in this life happened to me easily. Like literally, I know my parents support me. They try to provide me everything. My friends help me, but nothing happened from first time. Like never.
Yeah.
Like from electronics, never ever in my life.
Yeah,
And in some moment
that's
I
rarely
say,
the case.
okay, I went to the teacher, and like the teacher that was like, oh, you promised me to study. She was like, you didn't pass. I'm proud with you still. You're almost passing grade. I'm proud with you, I believe. And she was like really, really, really talking with me, because like everybody, even my parents, my friends, everybody tried to give me power. But this lady, I know that most of the people really didn't like this lady and still don't like her. I
Because
guarantee
she's really demanding, or like
she's really like
or she's bitchy.
royalty respect, like
Bitchy.
Aristocratic.
yeah, aristocratic,
Yeah,
perfectly.
yeah.
By the way, is the microphone good? Should I? It's alright.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then
No problem.
and it was like really, really strange. And she starts sitting and start talking with me, and even they have some. I went to another course, and she spent more time with me and like talking and stuff, and she really helped me. I decided, okay, fuck it, private teacher, okay, it is private. My parents were like, okay, we will try to survive somehow financially, and we went through this. I passed the IELTS with the bare minimum. Like bare minimum. It was like gambling. That bare minimum, like exactly to the point. But I passed it, and I started applying. Like I putting the certificate. I was having some declines. I was like, okay, YOLO. I would just apply everywhere in abroad. I don't care. Like of course I was making some, some stuff like statistic, how I can survive, and like what is the money, whatever. And I start having declines from everywhere, literally everywhere. Only 2 universities accepted me, and I went, like I was sending to England, Denmark, Sweden, like a lot of things. Only 2 universities in Netherlands, and one of the university was can I say, Fontys in Eindhoven, and another university was Saxion in Enschede, and my classmates didn't have that much pain and so many, and they were really prepared, and they have really good English, and they accepted him. Many universities. I had 3. They were like also in my team with robotics, and they decided to go to Eindhoven. And most of the people will say, okay, you have friends, you know people in Eindhoven, you know, and it's a different country. Just go.
There are a lot of Bulgarians.
Yeah. It's normal decision, right? Yeah, because of that I didn't decide it. I just say, YOLO, fuck everybody. I just go to the city that I don't know. It doesn't have airport. It's not nearby everybody. And good luck. And I choose Saxion. And I choose Saxion because the logo was
By
green.
the way, we understand you very good, just so you know.
And I saw the logo that it's green. I decided this, and I saw the logo is green. I say, I love green. This is green. I don't have that much decision. In my high school, nobody accept me. Now nobody accept me, only this. And they barely accept me. And I was like, it's perfect. It's lovely. It's nice. And the biggest university in my city, there's Saxion, that is Applied University. They call it Clown University in my city because most of the people are clowns, the education. If you compare with the big university, because the big university is massive, like research university with so many buildings, so many investments and stuff. And you're a university that it's 25 years old now. They made it 25. Just imagine before 5, they were like 20-ish, 90-year-old university. Of course, nobody will take it seriously. Everybody will joke about this university. It's what the fuck? It's really small. But
no reputation yet.
Yeah. But in some moment I decided, okay, I'm moving. I had a little bit strange behavior that, I will never come back. I'm moving forever.
I had the same. It's normal.
It's changing. But I decided, I just help the ecosystem, robotics ecosystem. But I said goodbye. I cannot help you. I will support you as much as possible in the next, like till the moment that it's getting hard. But I cannot support you. Because literally there was one guy. There is an event in one of the consoles that it's almost every year. I don't want to mention which console because of the political correct now.
We have a lot of experience with consoles. We don't like them as well.
And the guy say, I want to make innovations. I want to make competitions. Somebody told me that you have experience, and I was the only guy who didn't say him. I will help you. I will invite them. I say, hey, can you give me your email? Yes. Do you see this Excel? Yes. These are all the schools. The other sheets are all the media. The other sheets is all the investors. And another sheets are all the suppliers. Just call and say, Dimitar from this in this organization, the guy with competitions, is sending me. And they'll give you everything for free and support you. Ha 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 ha. He just sent to all the schools. His first competition had 12 teams out of between 3 and 4 people. You can imagine how many people there are. He had investor and he had media and everything. And also Anton helped because I sent him, say, this is my guy, help him. He was like, but he said that he doesn't know him. Doesn't know you very well. I was like, help him with everything that he needs. He said, but we will make competition. He doesn't have money for our. I will buy drones. I bought small drones. It should start. But you don't know him. It should start. This will help the ecosystem. It should start. And it started. And now it's already 5-6 years continually doing this. Of course, with the help of the console and everything.
Good one, man.
But
thank you.
And I was sending the same Excel table to almost everybody that's really wanted to do something, and I see that it's really wanted to do something and helping, but I couldn't do anything. I cannot travel. I started step by step living
Somebody
there.
needs to take that place to fill the
now
gap.
there's some robotics organization that they took this ecosystem, and now they're just try to after years make a project, monetize whatever, make companies. It's okay. I don't blame any actions they took after that. This initiative, yes, and I work differently.
So you feel that so somebody has taken that environment and have navigated in a different direction from what you have initially.
Yes, but every person, it's you can have the same projects. For example, you can have, for example, your cup of water. We are three different people that we have same object, cup of water. We are drinking it differently, right?
Yeah.
See, it's same
It's about
ecosystem.
perspective.
It's same thing. It's same the structure and ecosystem, but they're different people. Each person has personality, has different dreams, has different perspective, and everything.
Talking about personality, you have brought some robots, and you have displayed two of them here. One is a small guy, and the other one, is it a girl or a guy? I don't know how it perceives itself, but I from what I understood, it has its own character.
It's a Chinese startup that I supported. It's called Luna.
What's the name? Wuna.
Yes, and
Like moon.
No, yes, in Bulgarian. Yes.
In Bulgarian, yeah.
But they started last year. I support them. That was one of the first 300 or 500 dispatch robots.
How did you support them?
I try with Kickstarter.
Mm-hmm.
I find them in one Chinese site, and after that I continue with the Kickstarter, and I really like that.
So you found them when they were like a baby project, so you can say that, or
it was like I think they sent 300 or 500 robots to different people. I was like the 47 customer or whatever.
Right at the start.
Yeah, and I really like robots. I really like also.
Can we use it? Can we put it on?
Yes, we can later put it on. It's not a problem. They can see, and we can put the small one on.
All right.
Yeah, but so how long it took for them to grow to a big business and to something that's
normally Kickstarter working in the following way. You have idea, you prepare something in the next 5, 6, 7 months, whatever, just to make a good prototype and fancy things.
Yeah, but here it would take like a couple of years when they have access to a lot of instruments. Literally they go out of the building and they have it in front of them. Like they have access to a lot of chips. They have access to a lot of components to build robots, right?
Yeah, but we also do have access to instruments
Is
and
it
stuff. Nowadays, it's
accessible?
really, really easy. First of all, when I was small, like when I was in my teenager years, I didn't have tools because, my dad and my mom didn't buy me tools. And I found something called Hacker Lab, Hackspace, whatever you want to call them. And there was, I think Init Lab nearby.
Yeah.
Everybody know it. It's like a really nostalgic place. But I was going there. He even helped us. He was even giving us like electronics for free. They really like this. You can really go and just make it this.
So it's really accessible.
Yeah, and also now there are like a lot also co-working spaces. They have places for this. Sorry, but paying 10 leva for a whole day soldering or 20 leva, it's nothing nowadays. It's really nothing. And there's also so many institutions that they have. For example, this with the STEM centers, yes, there are a lot of money. But now in all the schools, they have something similar.
Right. So if I'm a parent and my kid is let's say 10, 12 years old, and I guess that my kid has some interest in robots, it has some interest in computers. What should I do to help him to, for example, sign him up somewhere, or do you have an organization in mind that you can mention its name or anything? I don't know.
Normally, I was also teaching in my town in Pernik before.
So if you're located in Pernik, where should you sign your kid?
Yeah, soon I should start again this, but I just stopped it because of my master. It was not possible to combine it.
You didn't have time.
Yeah, I didn't, but it was like one of the best things ever. I can show you robots that they built. It's like amazing. It's amazing. But one of the things is that they should realize it's not only about the money, because I told you one of the things that I was teaching before.
About the money?
Yeah, about the money. Because one of the things that I was teaching before was create electronics for everything.
But that message is towards who?
Towards everybody, because nowadays people think that they can buy everything. They can buy the interest of their kids. They can buy the time of the teacher. They can buy everything, and everything is about money.
Well, I don't think so. Like, yeah, I
A
understand
little
your
bit
point,
it is from this side.
Mhm.
And like
What he means is that this is how the parents think.
yeah, no,
but
and yeah,
not-
no.
Not inevitably that this is exactly how it works.
Yeah, and also
So-
if they don't have free time.
All right. How do you think that parents should motivate their kids instead of like buying access to that? So what's the mindset that they have to teach the kids in order for them to really
Robotics, and like the interest in robotics is imagination. Of course, you can have imagination. Somebody can train you the imagination. But as we start, before so many hours talking, I start breaking stuff.
Mhm.
I start seeing some stuff. You should need to have a childhood in order to have this. Because, for example, now the small kids are a little bit like a businessman with schedule. Yeah, at 3 o'clock I'm in English.
Yeah.
At 5 o'clock I'm dancing.
Yeah.
When you start breaking stuff, when you start making stuff at home,
Or at least when are you going
Give
to
them
focus?
the freedom to fail, to win, to try. Yeah.
But at the same time, if your kid is going to 10 classes, when it's going to focus on one and become actually good at
exactly.
one, you know?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Freedom. Yeah.
So that's something that I witnessed with a brilliant kid, which I really love. It's the brother of my girlfriend, and he's like 12 years old, I think. And the dude is amazing, brilliant kid, really smart, can do a lot of things. Excellent student, much better than me in many ways. And I feel like he's, I don't know why, but he's going to every possible, what's the Olympiad now? Every possible competition for any possible subject that he can learn. And he's going to art, he's going to swimming every day, he's going to mathematics classes, he's going to art, he's painting, he's doing so many things. And at the same time, I feel like first, it doesn't even sound normal to me, because that's I feel like he's doing it as if it is his job, and not as if it is
Like it's a chore.
yeah, but
Yeah.
after that
I mean, he wants to do it.
he will
wants to
have
do
the
it, but-
moment, do I want, do I love, where is my path, what is
Yeah.
my passion,
Mm.
where I should go.
Mhm. And I
What
feel like
now?
it's actually in near proximity to that moment.
Yeah,
But
but this moment is really hard. Then
Mhm.
he's lost.
it feels like a void.
Basically, what you're describing, on a psychological terms, is what you're describing is you're not, at least this kid or maybe somebody else, they haven't been allowed to understand themselves and to know themselves.
Yeah, they have been given
And
hundreds of opportunities to do 100 things, but suddenly they don't want to do any of that, because it comes to a point where, all right, I've done all that, but do I want to keep doing it?
yeah.
Probably,
but see,
probably
you
no, I don't
exactly
know.
stated the problem. Nowadays there are too many opportunities, and
Mhm.
people are just saying, do you know how many opportunities I have? Do you know how many opportunities I have? I don't care. I don't care. I only want to see the things that I like. I want to see what, okay, I can feel this, and this, and this, but I really want to do whatever makes me happy.
Mhm. Mhm.
I don't care about the opportunities. Yeah, I can be a millionaire. Yeah, I can be
And
whatever.
by the way, because people focus so many, and you're like spot on, because people focus on so many opportunities, and there's like so many chances that you can do something, they don't really choose to go for each one of them on 100%. So then time passes, and then they go down to a road where they're like 25 or 30, and they're like, oh, now it's too late.
Yeah.
Now I cannot go full in 101% on this one thing that I finally see that I like, but they feel like that time has passed. So
Yeah, but it's also another point is that it's not good to, like, for me, it depends on the person, of course, but it's not good for
To
me.
be
It's to
forced.
focused like 101% on something, because most of the people say you should be focused on this and 101%. No, I will die if I'm focused on one thing. I love to have 2, 3, 5, 6 things.
And by this,
different than me.
what are you describing by 2, 3, or 5 things? Like what exactly?
Are they in the same trajectory?
Can be
Like, are
totally
they in the
different.
same
Can be-
environment?
Can be totally different, maybe.
So they don't support each other in any way.
They might support in some moment. Because, for example, let's say you really like chemistry.
Mm-hmm.
You really like electronics. They don't have anything in common. In origin.
Not directly.
They do
Not
have,
directly,
they do have in origin, because, math. But in some moment, they will touch for sure.
Yeah, I mean, when you create motherboards, it's a lot of chemistry. I mean,
Okay, another example. You're a football guy.
mhm.
You do electronics. This is totally not related. And I can tell you that this will touch.
Yes, because you need physical challenges. You need to work on your physical self, and it's important because you cannot really have a clear focus on your mental.
You're totally right. But
Yeah.
for example, if I'm a football guy,
Mhm.
I'm not. But if I'm a football guy and really training, and for example, if I'm dealing with robotics, I can tell you that if you're a professional sport guy, and you're really dealing with robotics, you can explain way more and can learn way more easier than me how the joints are working,
Mhm.
how to make calculations if you're a little bit better than math.
You understand your physical capabilities better, your body better, because you have trained.
One of your hobby that is really not related with another hobby will help you, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Indirectly.
And also another thing, the sport discipline will really help you in solving your problems, because
it's going to give you perseverance, something that you have shown so many times.
Exactly.
I mean, it's either you learn it or you already have it in a way, by example or by just being part of your character. But sports is really, there's 100% I agree with that. Because it gave me a lot.
No,
I mean, sports also boosts your mental capacity, and everybody knows this, right?
Yeah.
So it helps literally your chemicals in the brain. So
I really like how I stated at the beginning of this that the only sport that I trained was chess.
but chess is actually a really difficult sport, and I had
demanding.
I was also playing basketball.
Yeah, I'm gonna
somewhere.
risk sounding really dumb here, but I read somewhere that even during a full chess match, you burn quite a lot of calories just due to the amount of thinking that you do. I had a friend that argued with me that this is impossible. So I have no idea if I'm even right.
Of
I'm
course,
burning a lot of brain cells, but not calories.
But the amount of time for you to learn something like this, and especially chess, is just a proof of what kind of a sport it is.
when talking about, I'm going to change a little bit the topic. I mean, it's still in the topic, but so what implications nowadays do we have in robotics, and at the same time in Bulgaria? How does robotics change the landscape in Bulgaria? Like, does it help, let's say, the public sector, and does it help the private sector, and how? And
is it even growing in Bulgaria?
and also I'm really interested to see I would like you to talk about one private project that you like in Bulgaria, and why, and what do they do, and why do they do it, if you know.
Normally it's changing a lot. I don't know if you don't, like, for example, I was doing my master thesis. My master thesis was to build a subsystem and integrate it in a big system. The big system was a robotic welding arm, and you have a lathe that shape the metal, whatever. And the subsystem needs to visually classify if the weld is good or bad. For all the people in the audience that say this is not possible, I know it's not possible if you don't know the structure and you don't have X-ray. But that was a research question, and you should start some way.
Mm-hmm.
And in that moment, with the help of my parents, I start finding companies, and in most interesting places I find one company in Bulgaria that is making mega boards and billboards, and they even made all the fence of the Paris airport, and it's made in Bulgaria, here in one of the places in Sofia. And
This is the same thing when we were in the French Foreign Legion and all of the equipment was made from Kazanlak, Bulgaria.
yeah. And they
And
had
you have to buy it yourself.
they have mega robots. They had mega robot for welding, and the guy was like, "Yeah, we don't start it that much because we don't have that big order." So I was like, "Define a big order," and he was like, "Yeah, for example, McDonald's Europe." I was like, "What?" He was like, "Yeah, we had one order to change all the billboards and all the everything in McDonald's Europe." I was like, "In what period?" 1 month
Whoa.
to build it. I was like, "What?"
The scale.
And he was like, "Yeah, we had 1 month." It was like two, and he was like, also this with the fence that I told you, they had several days, and like with all the logistic and everything, they had 3 months in order to execute, like put it, everything, test it, certify it, everything. 3 months.
And they did it in one?
No.
They did it in
They did it in like 2-3 months, but it's still like it's
Yeah,
impressive.
I mean, that's crazy, yeah.
And the same time, for example, okay, Sofia, they're one of the biggest. They're mainly working in Europe. The other people.
What's the name of that organization?
It's called Mouse.
Mouse. Props.
And other thing was like, we're going to private. They just give me contact because say, yeah, we cannot help you. Our robot it's bigger. You need a smaller robot in order to execute the welds. We have big robot. We cannot make it. I'm going there. We had some bad times at the beginning in order they to help me, but I know that sounds Bulgarian, but I ask more connections to help me in order to see, because it's not like LTD, it's owner company. You have one person owning everything.
Yeah.
It's totally different. You don't have the manager power. Oh, I'm manager, I'll help you. You have the owner power.
Yeah.
The owner power say, yeah, we cannot help you. But the manager say, I was studying similar. Come here, I will help you. I was like, okay, nice. But
By the way, in sales, we call these guys champions. Like in sales, you always need your champion. You need to find who is the champion from the decision makers, and then he's the one that.
Funny thing is that
he's going to open the door.
He's your guy. So yeah,
I see that I have a parasite word. The funny thing, but yeah, the town it's called Pravets, the most ever communistic. Town.
It was the center of computers back in the days, right?
Yeah, they have still one of the best high schools for computers.
Yeah, the name is what's the name of that school?
I really don't have it in my mind. No.
Yeah, I think it was after some great computer game from Bulgaria. I'm sorry, I really don't remember. Anyway, so you went there.
I went there. I went in the factory. First of all, the town it's brilliant. They
It's really beautiful,
still appreciate communism, but still the town it's like out of
course,
our country.
How would they not appreciate communism when that was like a really
but still they're
backbone of electronics in Bulgaria.
But still they're like really fixing and still keep the level of the communism.
The negative idea, like all the inherent
everything it's perfect. The roads are perfect. Everything it's clean. The people are really like literally. You see the balcony, you see the open window, and you literally, if I make this, I can grab something from his home. They're really not scared. Do you know how much is the crime per year? 0 cases.
Yeah, that's something
it's just
that's
abstract.
That's a taboo idea to even talk in nowadays society, because everybody when he hears communism is like, oh my god, that's the most terrible thing that can ever be imagined by any society.
I'm not saying that I'm supportive. I'm just stating what is the state of the town.
Exactly, and me too. I'm just saying that we should not be really that negative, but be critical and understand that every society has positives and negatives.
I can tell you that most of the people there are drinking and eating meats, for example, milk and whatever, from the farms around the town. They have small ecosystem, and when you go there, for example, I was taking one burger, and the burger was like, let's say, 3.2 level, and it was like massive extra meat, extra cheese, and whatever. And the same time, the same thing in Sofia, I can say it. I can take 20. It for 10 or 13 or 12 or 9
Depends.
or whatever. It's like, but it was like a lot. And now I'm a guy who already stated several times that I really love eating. It was like so nice, and I will start like analyzing critically, why so cheap. And I start talking with one of the guys in the manufacturer, and he say, yeah, the meat is from there, and this is from there. And I was like, this is why it's cheap, because you have small ecosystem. It's cheap because these guys, you pay them less, you pay.
Yeah, it doesn't need to come from all around the
Exactly.
world.
Yeah, well,
Purchase.
I think that, and by the way, because you spoke a little bit about communism and other I would say sources of power. Like people have difficulties to like any system like this, and that's why democracy is a little bit more common these days in the West and everywhere. It's
I don't
because
even want to compare them.
Yeah, like
Because it's incomparable. They're
Yeah.
so different.
Yeah, my point is that you're always, as a human being, because you live here, you're always looking at what the future would hold for you. So if you live in such a system, you kind of want to push it to its limits, or see another country and how they have evolved in that specific, let's say, in some kind of a time frame, and then you can realize exactly if democracy.
I don't even think that you're correct here, because I would just say that,
in what aspect?
let's say that we compare two countries. Yeah, but did that country survive 4 extremely harsh disasters from economic and civic standpoint in the last 30 years? Because we did. Did they had the same journey? It's like, all right, my life, imagine the life of a country as if it is the life of a person. My life is totally different. My journey is totally different. And me comparing your life to your life is stupid, because I had different experience. I met different people. My characteristics are different.
Yeah, but how
my
you can,
mindset is different.
Then you're not critical thinking.
Yeah,
No,
this is
it's
what
not.
I was gonna say, because
Because you
in
say, yeah, you
specific-
had 4 crises and whatever. What we're talking about Japan. They just blew most of the Japan.
Exactly. That's
we're
what I'm
talking
saying.
about this.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Imagine comparing Japan to a country that has never witnessed war like Switzerland.
They really witnessed so many wars, but
Yes.
behind.
I mean, that's why I think it's not actually critically thinking to compare two different people in such or countries in such a way.
countries. Well, I think it is because what you want to at the end of the day come out of from a conversation like this, let's say if you're a community, you want to understand how you're going to actually live your life and the way that your government is functioning. It can be communism, democracy, or anything else.
Yeah, but that's not
This is what
comparing
will-
your...
My point is that if you take communism, you have down the road in a longer period of time, right? You have much more control that is being left to the government, and then especially if the system
Everything
is
is
working
controlled by the
fluently,
government.
especially if the system is working fluently and the economy is thriving and people are doing good, this allows them a bigger capacity to min-max, to
And
limit
also
you
we
in
should
certain ways.
mention that we never have a typical communism here.
And
Yeah,
Also-
fair
across
enough.
the world,
And-
because
yeah, and
it's
no-
impossible.
Yeah, we
in my
also
opinion.
had private companies in the last several years of the communism. That
We-
was
we-
like the most terrible communism executing ever.
Yeah,
I mean, you and by
we
the
were
way, you could
socialism.
also
It wasn't
say
communism
Yes.
in Bulgaria.
you
it
could
was
also say
socialism.
that we don't even like have full democracy here, but
Yeah.
right?
It is
So-
factually
Yeah,
true
but-
for both. I mean, Zhivkov, which was the dictator of Bulgaria back then, he didn't say that we have communism. He said that we have socialism multiple
Yeah.
times.
I think we had 3 really politic related and oriented guy, and it's not the best topic to go on in that
No, I
direction, because
I
we will
believe
go
that
a
we-
lot of.
We
don't
can
have
discuss
to.
it for a
We
long
don't have
time,
to
yeah.
to dig deep, but I believe that anyone should have the platform here to express himself and to even think critically and to dare question things and to say to sound stupid if it is even
I'm questioning a thing. Can after the podcast check the average pay rate, like our average salary in India, divided by the full time, make the same thing here, and this is average, of course, and see that maybe India pay more for the people than here.
But they do, and I know this from a. You don't even need to ask. Like I work in the biggest, in my sphere, the biggest company in the world, and we work in sales, and we have global projects. And what happens is we have in our project, an American one, we have an EMEA, and we have an Asian project. An Asian team from this project. Our team, the Bulgarian one, receives 3 times less money than the Asian one and then the American one, and we do 320% higher achievements and targets than them.
Okay, this is
So-
first thing. Second thing, normally, I'm just giving example with India
Yeah.
because everybody thinks that India is third world country, but they're getting like way better. But still,
It's
Where-
one of the fastest growing
Depends on the
economies.
city.
yeah, where you go in the world, you drive your 20-year-old car, and you have Lambo in front of you and Porsche behind you,
Yeah.
and this will be a normal day, and this will be okay, and
Mhm.
nobody will care.
The wealth disparity is huge in India.
And for example, the pay gap, yeah, of course, you're doing this in abroad and stuff, but still the pay gap, of course, from the business perspective, these guys should bring you revenue and blah, 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 and more, you should earn more money and these kind of things. Totally right. Totally right. Of course, we are educating because of the reason of education, not because of the reason to learn new things.
Can I ask you a question? Because you are comparing India, and do you believe that Western countries look at Bulgarians as cheap labor force? Let's say India on Europe. India
I
for
can
Europe.
tell you with one sentence. Oh, you have internet in Bulgaria.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's how it goes. And we're actually one of the, if I'm not mistaken, one of the biggest hub spots for IT companies in Europe, man.
Yeah.
There's like an insane amount of investments here. We're like super smart. We're super hardworking.
I was talking.
We're, by the way, for anybody that's wondering, I think that Bulgaria is the only country in Europe that has like 50-50 ratio between women and men in the IT sphere,
Yeah.
and we're like super successful. So
And
But-
the interesting thing, Web3, everybody explodes. Bitcoin skyrocketing. Web3 startups, crazy amount of them. And I was part of one. And crazy successful. And the funny thing is that I should advertise. Like the whole thing and advertise myself and everything. And I say one thing. In Bulgaria, in the communism, we were good in math. And after that, in some moment, we disappeared. We are so popular about scamming. We are so popular about for example, hacking. But in order to scam and
Rouge.
hack, in order to scam and hack, you need the new technologies. What is crypto? What everybody thinks that is crypto? It's scam. And it's, they might hack me, they might scam me. This is new technology. Who are the best?
I mean,
And they really, they in the beginning were really shocked, and I say, you can make statistic how many Web3 developers, I know that it's solidity and this kind of things, but Web3 developers are in Bulgaria compared to other countries. We are like producing them like crazy. Like in the past 3 years, like in the COVID, they were spreading more than COVID.
we also
Literally
had
more.
a really good idea with him about cryptocurrencies. It never
Yeah.
came to light, but it was really good.
I really
Yes.
like, because in some moment we start having like this type of events and online events, and you see we are American companies, yeah, we are Asian companies, yeah, we are. I was like, where's the Bulgarian? And it was like, how you know? It's always there. It's always there. Just tell me. Is it CTO? Is it middle? Is it junior? Just tell me where it is. I know that there is.
Yeah,
I
there
can
is
find
this
it.
one. Yeah.
I know.
I mean, yeah. Look, I'm really grateful that you have accepted our invitation, that you have come here and that you have shared your experience, and that you have proven to me that there are such talented and strong characters in Bulgaria and in our society that are builders and not destroyers. And you have my gratitude
And
for
we start with destruction.
and you have my gratitude. Yeah, but you have my gratitude that you have come back to Bulgaria and that you're seeking to continue developing yourself and to expand your sphere of work here. And probably you have good reasons for that, but probably they are personal or professional or both. Anyways, you have decided, and you have and your impact to the society is amazing. And I'm really grateful for you, man. Thank you.
Thank you.
And I want to add for that, I just want to say, from what you've described, you have huge balls, man.
Yeah.
Good one. Like everything that you've done, the way that you have done it, it requires an enormous amount of courage that even like, I don't know if I would have done it that way, right? So if you go down that road and like you've been able to push through everything like this, and you have the mentality that it's just, it's just another day. This is,
go out of your comfort
this
zone.
this is like something that everybody should take from, and everybody should strive to do it, because this is like one of the key ingredients to success. And it's really good that you have been able not just to have it, but to let it flourish inside of you. So
It's still in my to-do list
By the way.
to learn how to accept compliments, but thanks.
all right.
It's for the next year.
I know what you mean. I'm the same. It's okay.
I realized that the whole time I have been holding this microphone like this, and I'm with this gesture for like the last 3 hours.
What a professional way to end it.
It's a good
so
ending.
great. Yeah. Well, yeah. Like overall, is there anything that you would like to say to anybody? Anything related to a project or to anything else, or even to the young guys that
Yeah.
are starting?
Yeah, like normally just don't give up. Like this is one of the things, don't give up. And just do what you think that is like the best for you, and you feel that you're happy. This is the best thing.
Yeah, create a network.
I know that most of the times you won't feel happy, because in the process, for example, also programming, developing, it's not like the process overall, when you see it aside, it's happy, but sometimes happiness and pain are going together.
Hand in hand.
Yeah.
That's actually amazing that you say that, because a lot of people, just last thing that I would like to say, in most fields, people, when they think about, for example, ethical hacking or robotics, they're like, oh, that's so cool, that's amazing, and they're really hyped. But when they see the process and how much pain there is, mental pain to combat issues, problems, to think creatively, and it's not that happy, it's not that fun all the time. So thank you for saying that. Yeah. And with that said,
And if anybody wants to see more from Dimitar, because I would like to, I feel like our conversation hasn't ended fully, but
Yeah, we went to the half of the story, but yes.
like
We should have a
I think that
second
we should
episode.
have like a second episode,
because that will go to 6 hours.
this is like super long, and we should have like a second episode for sure,
second
because
episode.
I want to hear for like I at least I want to hear the rest of the projects. There's actually there's a lot of that we mentioned in the beginning that we have to mention, and I want to speak more on those. And I know that it would be difficult for people to watch right now a 6-hour podcast,
Yeah.
and that would actually, like, if we create right now a long podcast, this would actually diminish from what you're giving and what
Yeah.
you're sharing, because nobody's gonna stay for so long. So we're just gonna make a second episode.
We have to.
Yeah.
It's a
It
must.
will be a pleasure.
Yeah, and
not just
send us
second,
questions, by the way, and everything else in the comments regarding
Yeah,
that.
anything that you would like to ask him, just send them in the comments or on a personal message. It doesn't matter. We're going to read everything, and I don't even think that the second episode is enough. We'll probably invite him on a regular basis to see him how he's progressing, to see what he's doing with his project.
If he's all right, man, chill.
I'm saying
the second episode.
I'm saying that we're going to invite him. I'm not saying that he's going to accept.
Don't put him on the spot like this.
But he wants to keep training with the arm, like
Yeah.
holding the
Yeah,
mic.
I feel
It's already like
I'm
making a good.
I'm
He needs some help.
shaking seriously.
Okay, all right. Well, really, thank you so much. Like, it was like a great podcast for me. Like, super informative and super inspiring for me.
And for me
So
too.
thank you to everybody. You say it. Say whatever
Yeah.
you. Yeah.
If you did enjoy and you would like to see more of us, press the like, subscribe to our channel, and see you in our next video.
All right. Thank you.